Experience 2 or more teams facing off in epic scale warfare, where the Horde gang up on the Kings of the Hill. Kings start off with an economic bonus. They do their best to defend an onslaught after a no-rush timer expires. Test out your micro and defend against multiple players in variations of this game mode. Will be part of the masses. Team up with your allies to topple the throne in a glorious victory. AllReasonNoLogic, hosting King of the Hill lobbies, most Sundays. Join our Discord to be part of the action. See you in game, Commanders. Beyond All Reason fans, welcome to King of the Hill by AllReasonNoLogic. Experience 2 or more teams facing off in epic scale warfare, where the Horde gang up on the Kings of the Hill. Kings start off with an economic bonus. They do their best to defend an onslaught after a no-rush timer expires. Test out your micro and defend against multiple players in variations of this game mode. Will be part of the masses. Team up with your allies to topple the throne in a glorious victory. AllReasonNoLogic, hosting King of the Hill lobbies, most Sundays. Join our Discord to be part of the action. See you in game, Commanders. Beyond All Reason fans, welcome to King of the Hill by AllReasonNoLogic. Experience 2 or more teams facing off in epic scale warfare, where the Horde gang up on the Kings of the Hill. Kings start off with an economic bonus. They do their best to defend an onslaught after a no-rush timer expires. Test out your micro and defend against multiple players in variations of this game mode. Will be part of the masses. Team up with your allies to topple the throne in a glorious victory. AllReasonNoLogic, hosting King of the Hill lobbies, most Sundays. Join our Discord to be part of the action. See you in game, Commanders. Beyond All Reason fans, welcome to King of the Hill by AllReasonNoLogic. Experience 2 or more teams facing off in epic scale warfare, where the Horde gang up on the Kings of the Hill. Kings start off with an economic bonus.
We live.
Interesting. My stream is. There we go.
Nice
There we
stuff.
go. Hello, everyone.
G'day, everyone. A little bit of streaming fun today with a bit of a bitrate issue for uploading, so hopefully the stream runs nice and smooth. Looks like after the 60k event, we're a little low on players tonight. So depending on how it goes with filling the lobby, we might end up doing something a little different.
Right now, I reckon Cookie should jump in here with us. What do we need? We
Now we
need.
want to run these first couple with less players than normal.
We wait for the minimum 10 versus 5, and we'll just do it as some of the OG style matches. What I'll do is I'll put King of the Hill at the start of the title as well. It's set to friends only at the moment. Who set that up?
It shouldn't be. No. How do I turn it off?
That does make sense because it's only your friends.
That might be a new lobby then.
Let's just scrap the lobby and start again there. Yeah.
Sure. We'll give that a shot.
The only problem is Nightmare's gone. Potentially.
I mean, it doesn't look like it. Is APM on your friends list, Tom?
Yeah,
Yes.
everyone's on my friends list that's in here.
Yep. Yeah, there's no random that's joined the lobby. That is the problem. So, unfortunately, because Nightmare is not here anymore, let's just see if we can give him a ring. We'll restart the lobby. Tom, you go do that now. And just make sure it's no friends. I'll just send Nightmare a message.
It's the same as what I did last.
Sorry about that, everyone.
Guess we will find out. Let's try again.
Hopefully we get a good server. That's the tricky thing.
There we go. That looks better. Got some white names in the list this time around. Jeez, that's a lot of people joining.
New lesson learned. When you
Don't
create,
let Tom make lobbies.
Yeah. When you create a lobby, friends only.
Well, it said passworded originally, so I unticked that and then launched the lobby. So I don't know what I did different this time compared to last time.
I wonder if we can get a lobby open through Flow.
That's a bit better.
Yeah, Nightmare's here now.
Sweet.
With this many people, do we want to look at doing one of these or move into a throne?
How many we got? 10. I'm not fast.
20. That goes through. You boss, you. Tweaks bossed.
Something is wrong. Can't join very easily.
I'm just going to let Nightmare do his bits and pieces. Yeah, it seems like it's struggling a bit.
Something is going wrong.
Let's try it.
You are now playing.
Gee,
Got player limit
that
200.
took quite a while.
Oh wow, that's what's happened. I have a feeling maybe we should go to an EU server. We're on AU1 at the moment. Alright, we need one more king and we just might kick things off straight away. One person
I
jump down
reckon
there.
it's,
These are 45s, aren't they?
Alright, we got the
there we go. Let's
5
lock
kings.
that. Let's lock that down and give them 55s because there's so many peasants.
Do we have any ID issues, or is that all good?
We will find out shortly. Everyone ready up as quick as you can.
Lots of IDs. Got 5 to 10 ID issues.
So just make me a boss. We'll press balance and then we'll manual move everyone. I reckon that'll be the fastest with only a couple of people in the lobby.
I cannot boss you.
Oh,
I think it's because of the event thing. Let me.
What absolute chaos tonight. If everyone can just jump themselves into the right team, that'd be fantastic. I cannot wait for them
That
to allow
looks
us
to
to
have
be
fixed
mods.
it. So I'm just gonna start moving everyone back.
it would help, but I cannot.
Oh god. Let me start at the bottom, I guess. No, the wrong button.
There we go, you're boss now, Pro.
Thank you.
Absolute chaos in the lobby. One to go down the bottom, and we're all good. Let's ready up,
All
people.
right. 30 people is too many. We've well past what we can do on.
But yeah, this isn't gonna work on this one, so that means that we're gonna change that to the throne.
Yeah, unfortunate with the lobby issues. Thrones can only really sneak in there right at the start of the stream.
Yep.
Drop these in here.
You got the dirt one, yeah?
Yeah, that's the dirt one. Or at least it should be.
Cool.
I'm expecting that box 1 should move itself in a sec.
And I'm going to start putting the bonuses back down to the 45 based on the number of players. Or do we just leave it?
Just leave it at 55, I reckon, but we need 2 more kings. Oh, actually, no, 45s. There's only 30 people. Let's go middle ground and give them 50s.
I'll start in the middle. While the chaos is happening, in I think it's 2 weeks or 3 weeks. On the it's an Australian long weekend, the 5th or 6th of October, I think. King of the Hill will be slightly longer. It will be our 50th episode, so we're just rounding it up to a 1-year anniversary. Take advantage of the sleep in the next day, and I'll stay up a little bit longer. We'll do some bigger King of the Hills. We're hoping to get some of the devs in the middle.
Can you guys see box 1?
No.
No, wait. Why is 2 the big one? What's that? Oh. There we go. That should be all good now.
Okay, King of the Hill, Claymore. Let's get some rules pasted down there into the in-game chat.
Oh, we need the tweak as well, don't we?
Yep. Do you need me to do it, or are you good for it? Oh, I've got it ready in front of me.
Yeah, if you've got to dump it in.
That be it. So that turns off tremors, arbiters, any T1 and T2 missile units that can rocket units, I should say. Okay, let's get things kicked off. What do we got? Is that 35? It's right below the arrow. I cannot read the number.
Should be good to go. Everyone readied up. Let's go.
Righty then. This is going to be an interesting one from us because we have not been a we have not been a peasant in this map in a very long time as a group of 3.
My money's actually on the kings, I reckon, with that 5% extra bonus. I think I saw there was only 35 peasants. Usually we've got about 50 in recent King of the Hills. Let's prove my theory wrong though. Jumping over screens.
Alrighty. Good day to everyone that's joining us in chat. Mr. Malke, just yelling Scotland. Nice to see you representing. Username Rob, thanks for letting us know that it was set to friends. LT Skag, hello and nice to see you. Tompus Trump. So this is King of the Hill. So it'll be a little bit different to what you would have seen for the 60k event yesterday. The titles should all be up to date now, hopefully. Any thoughts on the Fatboy meta? They are super strong. Volume should be up to date now. We just had a lot of issues setting up the lobby, which we are not good at talking and doing.
Ray, why are you going in the middle?
Just a bit of fun. Because I can't find you guys.
Go there, Bray.
Yep, I see.
There's a double mix there waiting for you.
Very good. Yep, I see. All right, won't stay in the middle. The 60k event was a little bit of a smaller one than usual because after how big the 50k event was, the devs and the mods are going to put all their time into, I believe it is the 100k event. hope you enjoy Keiko, and I'll leave the oh, let's get that bread. All right, let's get ready for this. Thanks, thanks, Senshi. I know the bar team is very, very proud of getting to that 60k. That 60k.
Cool, a nice mix.
All right, so we've got
powerhouse down there.
So Twig, what are we doing? Are we T2 pushing? Are we T3ing? Are we going mass eco? What's you're in the driver's seat. What's going on?
I am, aren't I? Obviously economy with all of us here. We've got Small, who probably knows what we're doing as well. So I reckon we could probably get the advanced geo up. And we do spiders. Do I go Cortex instead of Armada?
I've got Armada, so I can always give you an Armada con. So whatever you want.
Maybe we'll go Cortex. We've always pushed with Recluses and then follow them through with the oh wow, mental blank.
Kargis.
No, the little spiders.
Vanguards.
The little tiny spiders that
reclaim. Res ones.
Yeah, the Vanguard.
Yeah, they totally reclaim. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's brain's not
everybody knows the Vanguard is a tiny little spider unit.
Kind of like Daddy Long Legs. Got that little thing that tickles but doesn't really do any damage.
Let's get this ball rolling. Oh no, I've stuffed it all up.
The Weber. I totally didn't just spend a while getting the website up on my other screen.
I set my com to build the wrong metal extractor first, so we had to rotate. I've stuffed it all up.
We're gonna lose now.
Guys. We're doomed. We're totally doomed.
That feed. Oh, Tom, you're not feeding?
I'm getting to the geo as fast as I can.
Okay.
Everyone got to feed the twig.
Just need that energy. And I'm empty.
I've got the resbot coming out for you. Get you that energy. There you go, that should help a decent amount, and then you'll have another one going in just a second.
You've received new units. Low power.
At least with only 35 players, I can see you guys on the list. You guys got your own bots. This is a very weird commie strategy.
I've given
really
the res bot.
Because we're so far away, relying on you for the bots was not ideal. And we've still got plenty of metal to shove your way.
True.
Yeah, I can give you metal.
Alright, I'll go do T2 after this construction turret.
Twig, the resbot didn't grab the rest of the commands. He's just there.
No worries.
Get him rolling.
Okay, hand that geo over and I'm popping down a T2 lab.
You've received new units.
Reclaim those labs. Just don't feed me too much metal at once.
Yeah, that's what I'm being. I'm trickling it to you.
I'm not
Lab's
bad.
nearly gone.
Yeah, my lab's nearly gone.
You've received new units.
Might be
Okay.
slightly later.
Yeah, good
Mine's
on
coming
wind. Now I need conversion. Three minutes 24. Do we just go lots of termites? They're quite bulky.
They're quite bulky. The problem is if we say we're going to go a lot of termites.
We're doing ticks, nothing but ticks.
Cortex ticks.
I
We've
mean,
got-
you do have an armada com.
between us, we'll have them.
You've received new units.
Okay, I'm
Get
gonna
that thing on the.
send 1 to
Get that thing
12.
on the building.
Yeah, I'll just go to the mexes first because that's where we're actually struggling.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to tap that one.
I mean,
and
I can
give it to
com
Tom.
bomb.
That is not there.
Don't do it there. God damn.
Even though I know you're joking.
An allied commander self-destructed. You've received new units.
I was just trying to help. Jeez. Twig, what is it doing?
Yours?
Oh, yeah.
Upgrading mexes.
Never mind. I see.
I know what I'm doing.
An allied commander
Who's that?
self-destructed.
Why'd you give me that build tower?
Did I?
Yeah.
I must have had it selected at the same time as the
Tom, you've got your mechs. Have you got a single builder? Assign that, and then yep, thanks.
This ain't good.
Yeah, this is going super bad. Way too many T2s being built.
Yep, I needed to just do
Eat
one
the
chop.
eat the T1s.
Yeah, I already ate two, and I'm eating Tom's res block. Need that have that solar. I don't want any back. I just
Oh, I don't need that T2. It's built to max, so it's
Oh,
done
the
its
mix
job.
isn't mine. Like, why is
Ah.
my metal only that amount?
You've received new units.
I've been sending. Eat the lab.
Yeah. Not actually empty on. Don't you eat it, Tom.
Okay, what do we need? 6 minutes.
Small's got his mix as well.
You've received new units.
Yeah, too much. Too much. Like 4 wind is what you need to manage yourself. Essentially, anything more than that is too much. All the metal has to go into one player. It's built.
An allied commander self-destructed.
Okay, let's build.
You've received new units.
I don't have the T2. I thought you gave it to me, Tom. Sorry.
I walked
Yikes.
it back over there. Ah,
This is
there you go.
going terribly. So bad.
You've received new
Yep.
units. An allied commander self-destructed.
As you can
What's
see,
it-
we do a lot of commie. Very good at this.
Get more of that conversion going.
And if you compare that to the bottom of the map, they've got their APHIS coming up.
Yikes. Yeah, that's how you do it.
That's how you do.
For those watching that want to know how to do it,
Self-destructed.
everything goes to one player. That's how to do it. And then you don't bottom
Twig,
out.
send me about 400 metal so I can finish building these T2 for you. And now that you've got those, now that you've got the Geo, can you give me back the 5 wind that I gave you?
Yep.
Thank you.
Yeah, I can give you some wind.
That's right, got it. That's plenty for me. You can have that back.
You've received new units. You've received new units.
We're at 8 minutes.
No,
8 minutes. It's alright.
It's actually, yeah, it's not great. It's not too bad.
I'm more thinking
Small's
that we
gonna
should
have
probably be making
spam.
units.
What's the shortcut to build those walls around the
And
hole?
you've got yourself the Sheldons. Bad.
I'm not necessarily going to have these stuff and run.
Yeah, but I give you stuff. I know that you've copied before, Tom.
Yeah, that metal should all be in something else.
I give you the units you micro, and you have enough wind and an energy storage potentially so that you can degun when we get attacked.
Basically, the energy storage is the big one, and even then, Twig should be building us the energy storage.
Lava level is dropping.
Okay.
You've received new units.
Oh,
Let's give these to you guys. Prater, there's some for you.
thank you.
And then these to Tom. Are you going to micro, Tom?
Yeah, I've got not much else I can do.
Unit detected. An allied commander self-destructed.
Let's see what we got here.
Let's see what we can. I can see cameras on the high ground.
Just spread those units out as much as possible. Okay, we got lightning coming our way.
Beamers. Oh my god, beamers. Ollie's nicely defended up here.
Oh, let's try a different entrance then. Go to that one, Tom.
Oh, I'm not set up for that side at all.
A lot of jags. Yeah, gentlemen. You got the termites prey.
Yeah. One's gonna get through. I need something. No, we're good. We're good.
Go around there, Tom.
We are very similar colors here. Yeah, no one's getting up all these stuff at the moment.
I won't eat that com because we kind of want to keep comms.
We do
Right
want to
on.
keep comms. Can you get some res bots on it?
Yeah, I already. I've got a couple coming.
Looks like they're well and truly spider defended.
Okay.
Battle paused.
What's the pause for?
Please.
I don't know.
Artillery hitting me. Where is Ollie starting?
Ah,
there?
yeah.
This one down here.
Does that reach?
Battle started.
No,
Just
this one isn't.
that one.
Yeah, it just goes over that hill.
I found a gap.
Nice.
I need power, Twig. I need power to fire the tarantulas.
Should be enough now.
There you go. That'll keep you going.
Thank you.
Okay, give this all to small.
You've received new units.
Okay.
You've received new units.
I'm gonna try something sneaky. No, small's not microing.
Received new units.
Okay.
You got stuff prey to micro?
I got nothing.
Alright, there's yours.
Got one
Yeah, they
termite.
keep giving us stuff.
Yep.
An allied commander has died.
I need spam there, Twig. Just send those ticks.
Yep. Okay, Tom. Here's it for you.
Those units are going to be coming up through there, yep.
You guys get ready to Tom, get
Give me
ready
the
to
ticks.
push.
Give me the ticks, Twig.
I can't. I'm busy. I'm sorry, man. I gotta get these in. Oh, so close to his build power. God damn.
We got a safe above us.
I'll give you back your commander pro.
An allied commander has died.
Oh no, the right's falling.
Damn. Okay, they're not going to attack round up there. Good to know. Oh, gee, that's going to be fun. I'm going to move around to the bottom side, I think. They're fairly well covered from the top, like from the hills.
Yep.
So I don't think we're getting in with some spiders anytime soon.
Oh,
No, I
okay.
would be moving on from spider tech. We should have
Ah.
moved on from spider tech the moment we did the first spider attack.
We did all this. I canned it right then, and then I've just built 5 just to see if they get any value.
they're not going to get any value.
An allied commander
Anyone we haven't pushed up, I can see they've got defenses all around the top.
Yep.
Who needs units?
I can't get in with the ones that we've got.
T3 unit detected.
That's on our side.
Okay,
Yep.
we got.
Razorback.
Make sure you micro that.
Titan detected.
Oh no, we're a long way
They're
behind
pushing
them.
out. Yep. But that's because you got no APHIS.
I've gone the unit continuously build units tactic.
Have you handed them all out?
No, he's
except
been
for-
using them himself.
Yeah.
I literally gave them all to small. There's one pack that's mine. Whose are those? They're yours. You guys got to tell me when you need them.
Always,
Yes.
Twig. Literally always, every second of every moment of every game.
If you haven't just given them to us, if we've been using them, there's a reasonable chance that they'll be on their way to dying.
I've got 12 units, guys. Sorry for my 12 units I got to micro.
You get to choose whether you want to be macro or micro. You don't get both.
Yeah, I'm macroing. Continuous. I'm just doing fusion converter.
Stop giving us Sheldons. We're so far past the Sheldon point in the game.
What would you like, mate?
We can't get close enough to shoot them.
We want vanguards and we want catapults.
I'm getting told termites would work, but I won't use them.
By who?
Ew.
Termite,
Choo, choo.
nothing's getting up the hills at this stage.
Enemy commander destroyed.
Nice. I should take a bunch of pressure off.
Oh, they're pushing out on the bottom side. This is a concern.
Yep.
I'll move my comm over, but there's not much more I can do than that. We've got a bunch of mammoths pushing us.
Stop building units.
You might need to get back into them fairly quickly.
Yep.
These are all T3. Okay.
I'm building snipers, but you guys probably don't have the energy to control them.
No,
We definitely do
don't.
not have the energy for snipers. And the mammoths are down to one mammoth.
Yeah, nicely done. Just going to use them defensively. I've changed the
Okay.
geo into a Serb so it doesn't go pop.
I'm going to try and save the bottom side.
How are the outsides going? It looks like one of our dry sea players is coming up to help.
That bottom side is going to be struggling
Yeah.
hard. They're going to
Ooh,
wrap
yeah,
this
that's
way.
a lot of vanguards.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
We need those catapults.
You told me you wanted vanguards, so I went vanguards.
Whatever, catapults, vanguards, whatever's the go.
Because that's going to keep on streaming through. I got some of them, but I don't have a comp to stop anything else.
Yep. No, don't move up.
Yeah, they're coming.
Alright. What beats vanguards?
More vanguards and catapults. With the ability where we have vision and they don't.
They've got nothing but vanguards in that mix, so potentially spam.
Yeah, I've already got onto it. I'm just going to keep passing you guys these. If I can find Tank Tom on the list. Tom, you've got one back in the base.
Yeah. Can I have
Titan
some
pushing ahead of us.
conversion?
The Titans and Razorbacks are now screening.
Can you build me a converter, Twig?
Sure.
Ah, I meant a bigger one. That's right.
We need your comm in the way here, Twig. If we can get it. We're doing good damage. But the Razorbacks are starting to build up.
Yeah. Well, I can change to Thors or build Razorbacks ourselves. I just need to do another
They're
APHIS.
also pushing around the outside.
Yep. The Vanguards are making their way around the outside. The Razorbacks are making their way around the inside.
They're coming for you, Twig.
Yep.
I've got the Razorbacks mostly covered. There we go, now it's just the Thors. Oh, sorry, now it's just the Titan.
Now we got Titans coming high as well.
Mass Kargi's going up over the
Nice, that's gonna
over the hills for our
potentially
team,
make it.
which is good. As long as all the pressure is staying over here, this is actually not the end of the world.
Can I go a T2 converter, Twig?
Twig, if
There's more than a T2 converter here. Tank Tom.
It's almost converting all my energy now.
Make sure you got those res bots that are coming out on actual commands.
They're on quota mode. But yeah, I'll reclaim some metal and get some more eco happening.
Nice. Titans have been repelled a bit. A bit being the key word.
An allied commander has died.
So we've got enough spam coming out that we're holding this line now.
Unfortunately, those Kargis don't look like they got in.
I didn't. Yeah.
They tried to. They got repelled. We've got a big Razorback push headed up.
Yeah. I'll give you some more of these actually. I was going down to give them to
Thank
Small,
you.
but I'm going to give them to you.
Yes, I've been working with these 6 for quite a while.
Tom, have you got plenty? Nope.
I've only got one.
They died, did they? Yes, they did. You got Tom.
Coming back over on that middle tier again.
Oh, that's nasty. Might build some more spam.
They're coming with the Razorbacks.
Yep. Just keep away from this.
That's right, they won't make that through there.
I've been winning the. I've won the the Vanguard duel pretty hard.
Nice.
Up to 28 T3 kills on these 11 Vanguards.
I'm gonna start getting us some res bots up.
Yeah, we have continuous red bots happening, but where are they? There we go. We'll get more.
Nice, we just got a conversion explosion.
What you want to see?
Okay, comms healed. That's a great idea, actually. Tom needs some more. Moller's doing work on that front line.
Yep. Get start your spam, swap it so that every third one is a res bot, and then just every now and then bandbox the area for
Okay.
mass metal.
What old? Yeah, okay. Have it on quota mode, so it always builds some.
Yeah, I don't even know what quota mode is. For
It might-
those of you watching on stream, what is quota mode? Twig is about to explain.
It means that there will always be that number of that unit on the map. So I've got 5 res bots as my quota. As soon as one dies, it'll replace it as the next unit that gets built.
Yeah. And how do you do quotas?
There's a button in the lab that says view mode, quota mode. You just toggle it. Few
Nice.
Titans coming in. Mole, you're up.
I've done a lot of damage with the vanguards.
They're nice and clumped actually. Thanks, Ollie.
Yes, they have been.
Yeah.
Been very nice.
Oh,
Nice
dangerous.
work.
Small.
Nice work, small.
Oh, unfortunately, just losing the commander there at the end, but
Just losing the comm, but
very good trade.
very, very good trade. Oh, nice. A Titan got up into the middle and destroyed all the conversion.
Oh, nice.
Oh boy,
Get that.
that's gonna go boom.
Get that conversion, boy. Oh no, he's going for the APHIS. Oh no, he got it.
I
Yes!
think that'll cover it.
Okay, we're going, we roll.
We're going, boys. We're going.
There's a couple
Everyone
Titans
push
there.
to the middle. They can only kill so much of us.
Now I've got some EMPs that I'm gonna destroy the towers with. Who's that? Kratos.
Titans coming in.
Yeah.
Twig, those EMPs need to be on those
I don't
Titans.
think they do too well with it, but I will.
Well, we need something, otherwise I'm gonna lose my 10. I'm down to 10 vanguards.
I don't think they do too well on Titans. Oh no, they do well.
They do fantastically well on Titans, as it turns out.
Thors actually just do alright with that surround on the Titans as well. Okay, where's those red spots?
The Thor is essentially the anti-Titan. Okay, we're
Yeah,
back
We're
to
on the bottom
pushing.
side as well.
Let's push into the middle.
Keep going. Keep going.
Going to launch some of these at the...
Razorbacks, get in there! Get in there, son! No! 7%.
Ah, yes.
Oh, there we
That's
go.
a big boom.
Nice
There
done,
we
team.
go.
Nicely done. Titans down. This is a nice and close one.
Yeah, we weren't far off of getting pushed to the point where we collapsed as well.
Unfortunately, the Vanguard Ball indecision really helped us. They went down, then they went up, then they went down, and then they went up again. And that gave us enough time to get Vanguards of our own. And if the Razorbacks had pushed my Vanguards off of the fight, then their Vanguards never would have died.
Just that top side now.
Johnny
Yeah.
Drop Tables letting us know that there may very well be a AllReasonNoLogic quota mode short, and if there isn't, that we should make one.
Probably do it. It's a pretty easy video to
We
make
should probably
actually.
do it. We should-
There you guys go. I gave enough. If you guys got the awards, clearly gave you guys enough stuff.
Let's have a quick look
always
at
know
those
to complain.
statistics right there. I am the second highest damage in the game with 10 Vanguards. Oh, 11 Vanguards. And 1 ball of Sheldons and 6 Termites.
978. Nicely done.
Gotta give me more stuff, Twig. You gotta give me more stuff.
You got enough. You're greedy. I won't say the next word.
Let's have a quick look at those graphs. That damage dealt. That is quite a lot of damage done out of the Red King. Very nicely done.
Wouldn't mind watching
Let's
that
have a
one
look at
back.
the medal produced.
Maybe that will be our cast one
Let's
for
see
the
where
week.
Twig lived in that one. Twig was pink. You were second on the team for medal produced.
You still complain.
I do complain.
I'm
Should
up
have
against,
been first.
was it Melody?
It could be better.
The OS 3000 player.
G'day, nickname. Glad you enjoyed that one. I did my best with what Twig gave me, even though it was very, very little. I probably could have built myself an economy and more vanguards in the time it took him to give me 10 vanguards, but that's okay. For those of you wondering, this one is for those of you wondering, we're Australian, so don't take anything like that too seriously.
What do you guys want to do? We sticking in for another one? We casting? We
I'm going to
cooking?
jump out and cast one, I reckon. Though that was actually really good fun. Feeling like you're fighting against the odds is a good time. But I reckon we grab some new kings. We give them a plus 60. We gave them plus 50, didn't we? Yeah, give them a plus 60 this time
60.
round. Because we've got a few more players around the outside edge than we did before, and we'll see exactly what happens. And this time, for those of you watching, you're going to get a view from above. If you're on my stream. And Twig, what are you going to do?
Yeah,
Looks like you've jumped out into spec, so we're going to be
as well.
recording this one. What we should actually potentially do is for like Tom, you tend to be in the games a lot more than Twig and I do because of the casting.
Yeah.
We should actually consider throwing the stream hosting to you on these nights, so that people, if they want an in-game perspective, can get an in-game perspective.
Yeah,
Fair.
not a bad idea. Not a bad
We'll have
idea.
a bit of a discussion, and we'll also listen to what people say about it in the comments in the chat. We'll post it as a bit of a question over the week and see how that goes.
This is 7 kings we're looking for, isn't it?
It is in fact 7 kings.
That is 7.
Hey, Grumpiness got in there. He said he wasn't going to make it tonight.
Hey,
Got FOMO.
Nice to see you. We do love to see all the familiar faces in chat and in game as well. One of the biggest downsides to doing the casting is that we're not in the AllReasonNoLogic Discord's Kings or Peasants chat, so we don't get to coordinate with everyone. But we do host a versus AI night on Wednesdays, which is where we are in the chat with absolutely everyone. So it gives us a really good opportunity to support the people that support us.
And that night always ends with a everyone on hooked free for all as well, ranked off, of course. Sometimes crazy rules put on.
That might be Twig's favorite invention of all times. Put as many people in a free for all on the smallest map possible, and then depending on which mods are there, sometimes some weird and wacky stuff happens.
Basically just waiting for everyone to ready up and we should be good to go again. Is 50 going to be... That's about the limit of this one, isn't it?
Yeah. So 60 people is the crossover point to go from throne to Raptor Crater. If it's any bigger than 60, throne just doesn't work. 50 is a good amount for throne.
Got a few more, so let's get this one
57.
off.
One that's still downloaded. A couple that aren't ready to.
I think we're just going to have to call it. Any of you...
Start at the bottom.
We're good? We're good. Let's get things going.
Yep, we can go.
Second time I'm secking this guy. For some reason, it doesn't want to ready up. If you join, ready up, or else you will be kicked. There we go. I mean, spect.
There we go. We got it.
I should have just referred to the Twitch chat, AllReasonNoLogic Twitch chat, when I was trying to remember the name for the webbers. It was written in there. Would have been a lot faster than me actually looking it up. Have you been reading through the questions on the chat? We've got one here. If two players are trying to build the same thing and one player has plenty of metal but no energy and the other player has plenty of energy but no metal, does the construction proceed as normal or go to a crawl? It will go to a crawl.
Yes,
Unless
it does
you
not
share.
balance out. You have to be able to cover your own part of. You have to be able to cover the total income stream required to make it work. Sorry, I missed that question. I misread it as you saying that one of us had energy, one of us had metal, and that it wasn't working.
Yeah, every unit of build power requires the amount of energy and metal for that unit.
Quite the powerful team up there on the hill. Mazza, Hot Potato, Grumpiness, Tenor Neck. I don't think I've seen Headless up there before. Or Nova. Tank Tom trying out the dirt. I like it. See how you scale.
Yeah, I feel like I'm going to run out of space up here, but I like my neighbors. I also figure it's the kind of thing I can give things build queues and then look at what's going on across the map.
Let's have a look up the top. I like seeing that we've got Hot Potato, Grumpy, Mazza, Tenor Boss. Is it? I don't think I've seen.
Yeah. Do you go get something to drink? I just noted all of them except for I don't notice Headless or Nova.
Yeah.
Others
Sorry,
I've seen up there before.
I was dealing with something on Discord, and I cannot write and think at the same time.
At 35 OS, I think they're going to have no problems up there.
Yes.
Got 4 players over 30 up there. Everyone's experienced, in fact, up there. It's a very competent Kings team. Couple players have not already put a position down yet. Unfortunately, they usually spawn in the lava when that happens. That's the furthest point from any other.
It'll try and put you on Max's, give you the opportunity. I think is how that works.
Okay, one of the players that has not read it up yet is their name is 1,250 metal for you. I would say this is one of the kings that's got another account, but it's a German flag. We got no German.
Oh man, I hope that's a. Have you seen just underneath it says "just a penguin"? If you hover over their name,
yes.
Please tell me that's someone who's renamed there. I need to check my friends list. Hold on, stream. You're just gonna the stream's just gonna go black for a quick second.
That's good.
Friends, they're not in my friends list. So that it's not someone who's changed their name, which I don't know if that's better or not. But but I really enjoy that. Oh dear, we're gonna have to penguinify our logo at some point, I think.
It means it gets a little
Tom,
bow
do you
tie,
want to
right?
chuck that force start in?
Yeah, I can do that.
All right, Twig, you got that recording on?
I do.
Battle started.
Hello and welcome everybody to AllReasonNoLogic's King of the Hill on a lovely Sunday night. You're joining us with 55 peasants and 7 kings on a modified version of Throne that gives us this lovely, lovely lava donut thanks to Chronographer from the AllReasonNoLogic Discord. For those of you tuning in for the first time, this is King of the Hill and I'm Pradith and I am joined by Twig as we will be working out exactly the madness and mayhem that comes of this map. So what's going on? We have 7 kings in the middle of the map. They have 10 minutes before the lava drops and they have to try to win the match and a plus 60% bonus to try and do it with. That means they're going to have scaling coming from absolutely everywhere, as well as 3 really defendable passes. Air is off, and we've also tweaked a couple of the T2 artillery units so that the kings don't instantly lose at the 10-minute mark. Around the map, we have plenty of spots for players to get their T1 aggression going, to get their defenses going, but also to work together in these corners to get the best possible eco. You can see, milady, it is 1 minute, 15 seconds, and the T2 lab is already down and being worked on, hopefully between Victor Thule, Avalon's. This will come up nice and quickly. Around the edge of the map, the sea has dried out and we have plenty of space for the tiebreakers to finish the match. These guys have to work very hard to get their eco built from absolutely nothing, but when they do come online, they're going to be the reinforcements that the peasants that are holding the line need to win this one. Twig, you've just played one of these. What do you reckon is the go to try and win this one? We have a very strong Kings team, so we're going to need some of our favorite things for it.
Before I talk about the Kings, I'm going to talk about the peasants. And this bottom right corner, I just wanted to point out that T2 lab, Melody did not bottom out on metal. The surrounding players just kept feeding them every drop of metal needed to get that 2,900 metal worth of advanced vehicle plant up, just like that. And that's how co-op is done. That is just really good out of those players. All right, Kings, don't know how you're going to go up against players like that down the bottom of the map, but what you want to do, you want to use your tech advantage as quick as possible to push out and break the front lines, because as you were saying, Prey, those edges of the maps, once they come online, we got to pause. Once they come online, it is a real problem. We had a little bit of damage done. What was that?
It was Nightmare.
All right, let's get that resumed. Tom? You can just hit a double pause and that will unpause it.
Battle started.
Unfortunately, little things like this do happen. Usually it is a rule break, but in this case, what did happen to be one of the mods.
Where was I? Completely lost my train of thought. Yeah, you're going to have a tech advantage.
Tech advantage.
Yeah, and you need to realize that tech advantage faster than the outside of the map can come online. So you're going to have T2 up faster than most peasants, obviously not some like we've seen, and you're also going to have T3 in big numbers before the peasants can match that T3 level that you're going to have in the middle. So get those units out and pushing as fast as possible if you want any chance of winning these ones.
Exactly. And if you're on the peasant side, what are you going to need to break through?
I love the spider pushes early on, so termites, recluses, and webbers up over these hills. I think those webbers in really can make a difference as well, because if you've got a couple of beamers and they focus on the recluse and the webbers come up after them, they can stun those beamers or twin guards or whatever you have up there, turn them offline, and you can punch through them. We've seen that quite a few times in King of the Hill on Throne. This middle player, we've got Tenor Boss. You want to see this player getting those AFSs up as quick as possible, not necessarily going into units at the 10-minute mark. When I see a couple AFS come up before going T3. Having said that, we've seen a few wins when some early T3 comes out off of just some fusions, but you really need to push hard if you do that. These three players here, Grumpiness, Mazza, Nova, they're responsible for initially defending any pushes out of the peasants. We usually see a lot of spam at the 10-minute mark. These guys need to shut that down. You can see the twin guards coming up there for Mazza. The three players around the outside, I like to see a bit of defenses around those cliffs to stop those spiders. They need to eco a bit, at least a fusion by the 10-minute mark, and you want to see units out of these players. These are the guys that need to be pushing out of the map at that 10-minute mark, along with some units from the three players on the ramps. That's what I like to see anyway. You got any other thoughts on that, Prey?
So far, the most success I've seen with the 7-player king setup is each of the wings gets very aggressive at the 10-minute mark, whereas each of the players that's directly in front of a ramp is very defensive up until the 10-minute mark. They then go, those players then go full eco while the wings are taking on the offensive role, and then they combine and push whilst continuing to eco in the background once that middle player's got what they need. A really good strategy both for peasants and for kings is to have enough spam to give you vision, and then T2 units that can deal range damage as you go. That help even shell shockers work technically. But the reality is that breaking these points requires range damage as well as the spam superiority to push through. That comes true for both breaking the kings up on their ramp as well as breaking the peasants up on theirs. Couple of other things to really note is that these cliffs are not completely impassable. There are gaps like there, and I do believe there, and I do believe there, where where bots can come up and go down, which means that the kings have some additional attack routes that are usually quite undefended. It's going to be use of those with things like sprinters and fiends, or even T1 horns and grunts that are going to make a really big difference there. Especially if you can keep keep the rest of the peasants occupied. But the reality is, with everything we're saying, a lot of it comes down just to aggression. The team that tends to put the most pressure onto the other tends to be the one that wins. If the kings cannot scale because they're building units, and they can't bring those units to bear effectively because they're coming out in a trickle, then the peasants will slowly ramp up and build an advantage and eventually overcome the kings. If the kings are able to start massing those T3 units and keeping the peasants with their units streaming out, then you'll end up with the kings overwhelming the peasants. However, the peasants have a slight advantage here. You do have to break a lot of ground as the kings, whereas the peasants only need to break a single player, and that's going to change the whole dynamic of the map, because all the surrounding kings are going to have to focus on shoring that defense up, and that'll lighten the load elsewhere on the map and allow for breaches there.
Got our first AFIS 50% built out of the middle of the map, and 65% built down at Maladay's base with these other commanders, Fuel, Avalons, etc., etc. Love the communication.
I do believe that you tried a co-op eco last match, and you were barely even starting your fusion at this point.
Yeah, I didn't get fed anything apart from by you.
No, it's all Twig's fault. It's all Twig's fault. Don't even worry about it. Don't listen to his explanation.
Call me eco, but like Australian style.
Or plunder the natural resources, sell them at a lower rate, and deal with the consequences of giving away really bad permissions to random companies. But let's not get political.
Yeah. Tom, where'd you spawn in this one?
I am rejoining after crashing.
Oh
no!
I was thinking
That's
like
good.
This base up here was yours originally, wasn't it? There you go. You're back. have fun asking for that back. Another player there obviously took it. Doing their thing.
Hopefully they'll be kind and giving it back. It does look like we're getting units out of the player in the middle of the map. They've gone single APHIS into a T3 lab. That T3 lab's going to have quite the build time on it. At plus 100, that player's going to be out of metal quite quickly. At 9,500 metal, that's a good solid couple of minutes.
Got to
build
reclaim
time
that hardened metal storage, the T2 hardened metal storage. Go into probably another
That could go
15%
a long
of
way,
this this lab, especially with the reclaim bonus.
I do love the early T3 though, that can really push a lane, but the one thing you have to bear in mind is that comms are the win condition. Well, the comms are the defense condition for the for early peasant play. In the last game, there was a heroic defense of 2 comms against about 20 oh dear, I forgot the name of them. Lightning tanks. Please help me. Jaguars. They're out against 20 Jaguars, and whilst one of the comms did fall, it completely blunted the attack. And that's the sort of thing that needs to happen. The comms need to be in place, ready for that 10-minute mark. And if they are not, then the T2 will roll, and in this case, the T3 will. Sacrificing a comm to take down some early T3 is a really good plan.
Bit more build power needed in the middle of the base. Building the APHIS and the demons at the same time, I'd be probably prioritizing 2 demons instead of the demon and the APHIS, and then go into the eco once they're out and being microed. I always like to...
Quick bandbox of the map, 200 units on there. Looks to be a pretty even split. Doesn't look like there's any sort of massive spider attacks or T2 attacks coming from the peasants this time. So it is just going to be some mass T1 against mass T1 with a handful of T2 units in.
These balls
see
are
if
going to be
anyone
alright.
does manage to break through and do damage.
These balls should clean up a lot of these grunts.
The bulls take so much damage to kill. They are a surprisingly effective counter, but they're slow, which means that these grunts have managed to penetrate through, and if they can break that build power, that's going to be a pretty big deal. Looks like they have, and they're headed for the conversion. I reckon they're going to get that conversion.
Wow, that's actually really well done.
That's a really nice breakout. Very low cost for the Kings at that point, especially considering that while the T1 is being made, an APHIS is being built. So this is the sort of play we expect out of players like Mazza, who is very experienced in this game and decently high OS, though I don't think that even 27 is high enough to cover their skill.
Where did that demon go? Okay, it's been used defensively. That's what's happened. Defensive T3. It's the only T3 out on the map. Honestly, use it.
Use it.
And
use
you
it.
know what he
Just
is?
send it in.
There's a Kargi. Look at this guy up here on the north. This geo here, there is not much. And you don't even need the Kargi. If I'm going to select the, where's the demon?
The demon can walk up there.
Yeah, you can see there's just a little bit that it can jump up there.
And it kills this thing so fast. This only
Oh
has
no, we've had
4,000.
a rule break
no.
that's a really bad rule break as well. Title Slave is going to get a ban from that one.
What just happened?
He built towers over the cliff.
Dear. That is See then, unfortunately, that is
Yeah.
a little bit too far. Where are they?
Unfortunately wrecks these games. They're gone now. I think the mod got rid of them. Yeah, really unfortunate. That does wreck the game. Because now there are no units coming out of that player. Luckily the fusion is still online. Hopefully they'll be able to come back from that. But yeah, please don't build any offensive towers, people. There are a couple LLTs up there. Let's get a resume
This
on
game
this
does
one.
unfortunately rely a little bit on community engagement in order to make it work, because the game has not been built specifically around a King of the Hill. Which means that it is entirely reliant on the players to do their part and make this. Yes, the game is about winning, but it is also about having a good game.
And these are all unranked, so if you don't win, as long as you've had a good time, that's all that matters.
Essentially, yep.
Maybe I don't know if it's possible.
Thank you. It's thank you, It's VDB, for raiding with 30 people. You've brought us up to a nice solid 100. Sorry that happened right on the worst moment possible, but you're joining us for King of the Hill, where we've put 7 players into the middle of the map, and they're going to have to fight against a army of what was 55 peasants, now is slightly less than that. Does look like the demon is starting to make its way forward. This thing will not do super well against those beamers without support, but...
Does it outrange? 500 versus
range
he's
of
480.
500 versus
Yeah.
range of 4. It does outrange. So if you use the right commands to keep that thing firing, it should do very good damage. Thankfully, it is turning away, and hopefully we'll start heading up towards this top side. It should be able to punch straight down. It will be able to intercept these termites and do a lot of damage to them. So even though we like to see T3 being used offensively instead of defensively, it might actually get its value from those termites. You have to remember, if you are a king, any money that you put into units, those units have to gain value, because if they don't, and it can be defensive or offensive value, but they have to gain value, because if they don't, it's money you could have put into eco. And with your plus 60%, your eco will explode in a way that is just crazy.
Horn's the Grunt's the name of the game for Mazza here, and looking like they're going to get through again and find some more damage. There is an advanced geo down in the south here. I would love to see a big pop. That would actually be really massive, and it looks like they might come across those.
No, split and go both ways. Do it. Get
Yeah,
everywhere. Spread the
seen.
units out and deal all the damage.
Been seen. There's a centurion.
Peasants usually feel nice and safe around this sort of situation, because there's a lot that has to get through them before it can really take on things.
Nice.
But that means that they build their wind, they build in ways that aren't safe, and you can see some crazy amount of damage. It does look like Kokado is attempting to run away from a demon right there. Unfortunately, demon not able to grab it. We do have the big attack coming over the hills right now. The termites running into all of the beamers, but this is so much chunk they actually are going to break through. They do have to get quite deep to get to the APHIS. This is why we always recommend building super far in, but both sides being attacked. A coordinated effort. Build power has been taken out. The shield's doing a good job of blocking the vanguards, and this has just been repelled. There are still 15 beamers alive, and I think over 10 were taken out during that attack. So that was quite the amount of defenses.
I'm going to take that one on note, because like usually we don't see that many termites go over the hill. That we usually don't see anywhere near that many defenses either, and they got through a lot of it.
Still well placed, well done, and now it's just going to be a battle of the sieging units. Let's have a quick look at the player view on that one. Does not know where the APHIS are. That is huge. That is huge. The units were taken out before the APHIS were. Oh, but blind firing. That was a really good move out of Small right there. Small saw where the shield was, and then used high angle trajectory to fire over the shield, hoping that there would be something sticking out, and that took all the conversion and the build power. We've
got another pause. What has happened there? Unless there's any rule breaks, I don't see any.
On the right-hand side, we missed that during that great play of the vanguards. The Kings have managed to break through with a combination of the T1 and the demons. Demons just so hard to deal with if you only have T2. You need the right T2. You need snipers. You need starlights, things along those lines, because even though they don't have the most health, so they usually die in a regular game when they're facing regular opponents at regular times. In this early stages, you just need huge amounts of damage to take them down before they can run you down. The speed and the damage is fantastic out of them, and now they're going to start sweeping their way around. They have to make a choice. Do they attack the mid-ground players and do as much damage as they possibly can, or do they enter the dry sea and prevent those players that are building up to an insane level around the outside from participating? And in this case, it looks like they're going for what is usually known as the danger corner. For some reason, there are places on maps that almost always get massive amounts of eco, and this wing tends to be one of them. So it is a hot spot for the Kings to go for. With the 2 demons, it looks like they're going to be able to take out the one that is already there. The second one's coming out, and it does have more health, so might be able to do it, but targeting the build power, so
build power
more
not
can't
split.
come out. And all that has to happen is that one of these demons gets that little bit deeper in and manages to take on that conversion. The conversion is built close enough to the APHIS, it will potentially chain react. And considering this one is being controlled by Grumpiness, we know that Grumpiness very, very strong against those comms with the demons, and the energy just hasn't been there to make them invisible, so it needs to work out a way of getting in. And even if it doesn't, it's pulling the comm away, which means that the spam has found its way in. That's going to be some dead conversion, and this is going to be one of the biggest corners that the Kings have to fight, crippled for the moment, and potentially taken out if those APHIS can be destroyed. Oh, the ticks are, yep. OP corner is gone. Hot Potato knows the stakes, and they've sacrificed a lot to make this happen, but it has now happened. We've been tunnel visioning on that, but right now we're getting continuous siege on this top right hand side, with the continuous pop-ups of the recluses over the edge to give it some sort of vision. Does look like the King in this position is getting back into the game. More build power, more conversion, good to go. Spiders trying to find places down on the left hand wing to break up. We do have those epic energy converters. If one of these things goes, that's going to be huge, but the units are body blocking for them, which is the right call right there. Power starting to be shifted from that OP corner to the next ramp down, and it does look like we have a lot of high ground. Hot Potato, sorry, I've just noticed this. Hot Potato has decided that thou shalt not get close to my hill, with 5 of these rattlesnakes on the high ground, as well as those vanguards. I mean, look, it's... I hate pushing into one of these things normally, so 5 of them's an even bigger problem. I like that. And it does look like it's been working, just constant shelling down there.
Got a big push
These
on
Kings do not want to fall to spiders if you're looking at this sort of defense. 8 pop-ups, 5 rattlesnakes, build power, beamers. The entire kitchen sink has been thrown at this.
Half the kitchen sinks going to the left in the form of demons. We're looking at our next wing potentially going down for the peasants. We have the Geo pop. There's a Kagi defending. 2 demons. One's been pulled away, unfortunately, though. A demon versus Kagi. The demon will win that close proximity. There is a commander there that should be getting put onto invisible and taken to degun this demon.
Honestly, I'd degun through the lab.
Yeah.
I would have degunned through the lab to try and kill that demon.
Yikes.
You have to do it. It doesn't feel good because it's 9,500 metal going down to kill a demon. But this is what happens if you don't.
Top left. Looks like all corners are slowly falling. We've got a lot of T2, not too much T3 pushing in here, including Starlights. These Starlights are going to make work of the beamers. Even these welders will go down quite quick. Got the Mausers in there as well. Good combination of Armada units that are going to just push straight through this, and it's just a matter of time that those 2 APHISes go pop as well, especially with the balls sneaking around the outside. These grunts push in, they'll be a nice distraction and give some vision. Let's check the player view. Yeah, they see it all.
Does look like the peasants are getting picked apart this time round. We've got additional raids in that top right hand side. Fiends taking out some of these fusions. Can they grab that second one? Yes, they can. This is the crazy thing about this match is that a couple of players have put a ludicrous amount of pressure on the King. IB Sleepy, Small, and I do believe Chronographer's been up here assisting as well. Hot Potato. They have just kept this player completely under wraps. But and we also had the rule break at the beginning, which set back Headless a huge amount early game. But the problem was there just wasn't really a lot of aggression coming out of the peasants, so the Kings were able to do things like this. We've got almost every King on 4 or more APHIS, And with the plus 60%, that means we're on incomes of half a thousand. It's a weird way of saying it. Of 500 out of just about every king. Which is just not something that is... It's not something which is easy to deal with for the peasants.
Yeah.
The economies are actually matched at 20 minutes, which is something we very, very rarely see.
There's
Normally it is the...
Sorry, there's been so much pressure here put on Neck. Probably the best opportunity that the peasants had to push was all these vanguards that came up earlier. If they moved down to Grumpiness's lane, no shields on that player there. So you don't have to attack your lane. I know in the last game when we were sharing units out, I apparently was sharing units slowly, but as I did it, you guys, you were sending units to wherever you could find the most possible value. So rather than just attacking our closest wing, you were over and about the other wings at the same time and getting early value damage.
Oh my god. Look at this force that's heading towards Small's corner. It's being pulled apart right now because of some missed micro. The units have stopped and they're being hit by the vanguards, but this is just a mass of fiends and of grunts. And I think they're going with the strategy. It doesn't matter if 90% of us die, as long as 10% of us get into the base.
I think 100% is about to die in that first ball. I'm going pop.
That was
walking through the lava.
But this should bring the pressure off of the top side of the map, which is one of the largest areas of pressure left on the Kings, because we have the units coming from the right hand side, the units coming from the left, and they're going to allow this King to get back into the match. Speaking of getting back into the match, Headless, who was so harmed at the very beginning, has done exactly that, and they're now marching down with 23 vanguards. That is 12 more than Twig gave me in the last game, after all of my begging, and I was the second highest damage, I might add, with only the 12 vanguards that Twig bothered to give me.
That's great
just
efficiency,
marching down
Praetor.
and getting into this dry sea.
Fantastic.
I'm going to lose a few to the snipers, but this is one of the areas where you have to choose when you come online as the dry sea. The later you can hold off, the better for your economy, because you started very low, so you are a little behind. But but you do need to come online plenty early enough to start pushing these back, because once the Kings gain a foothold in the ring above you, it is very hard to break out.
Zooming out, this map looks like it's very much under the control of the Kings. However, right in the... Oh, wow. I zoomed out and I saw all these decoy commanders with a purple label over their head. I thought there was purple in the middle of the red base. It's just a labeling issue.
That is interesting that they are random color, but I like it. Would be nice if that was the thing. So I'm just going to have a quick note here. So we've got a very good amount of spam coming out of HKTK coming up, and it's getting really close to Grumpiness's base. All of the other players right now should be focusing on getting some catapults or some T2 Sheldons or anything along those lines, because right now this spam is just not achieving anything. It's not stopping anything. It is giving vision. It's providing shot targeting for the defenses. If there was any sort of Starlight or Vanguard or Sniper, anything like that here, you would actually be able to start punching heavily
catapult
towards
shot on the south base. Let's just see what this does. Look at that. One catapult taking out most of the build power from Hot Potato's base there, and a lot of the conversion as well. That's all it takes.
Oof. It is all it takes. I actually missed that one, unfortunately.
There we go. Next volley over. It's just sitting there. There's no reaction. It's very hard to find a spot though that a catapult's going to shoot. You need to get the right line of sight, because these hills are very hard to shoot over.
Yep. Sorry, I've been completely missing it. But yes, one catapult, the damage that it can do, and if you have any sort of radar jammer or spam amongst it, these things can completely cripple the Kings. The Kings have to control the entire second level if they want to keep that shelling out, and that's one of the key points. You need to treat the game kind of like you have to treat the game in a as a team game. Even if you want to do absolutely everything, you have to work with everyone to try and get it all done. One player does the spam, one does the T2, one does the T3, and even with all of that, we have a bunch of them. You have a bunch of players working together to get that co-op eco.
Hell yeah.
So for those of you wondering in chat why the decoy comms have more build power than a build turret, which means that when you're unit capped, which is what happens to the kings, you need to start swapping at a ratio of three build turrets to 2 decoy comms. Not to mention they also don't chain react, which means that you will have a significantly better time when someone does sneak an attack into your base. You won't lose everything all at once.
Really loving Maz's production facility over on the top left. We've got the 1 advanced construction bot lab, and 2 advanced now. It was 1 before, and the rest we've got 6 T1 bot labs. Looking like he's coming to unit cap problems though, and just continuously sending these swarms in every direction.
When that happens, remove your walls. You're not under any threat. Walls do count for the towards the unit cap. Not to mention, if you look in the base, there's a lot of build turrets that were being used to produce the APHIS and the converters. Eat those up. That's the sort of thing you have to do. If there's a player that's struggling, send some of the labs to them and put the turrets on roam so the units come out in their name. These are all the tactics you have to try to utilize, because one of the things that will eventually happen if the game goes long, the kings might be able to produce more, they might be able to produce faster, but they will run out of unit cap, and eventually the peasants will overwhelm. So the kings are on more of a timer than the peasants are.
What hope do the peasants have left here? We've got about probably less than half of the eco that they originally had, or eco centers anyway. These corners are very much online, but they probably needed to come online a little bit earlier because there's just going to be too much coming out of the kings.
The kings just aren't under much threat at the moment, which means that it is the king's game to control. Whichever team is being aggressive controls the tempo of the match. And it means, and they control how much defenses are needed. They control where defenses are. They can probe for locations to attack. And in this case, with the kings just massing up with multiple kings together. So, for example, this attack is made up of 3 different players' worth of units, just finding their way down, finding the gaps, or if there are no gaps to find, just forcing them, leaving the defense to the 1 or 2 kings that were defending in those areas, and just continuously trying to push. And we're seeing the damage that just a single demon can do in this top right-hand side. There were 3 before, but now just pushing their way in and finding all of these lovely, juicy economies. Even though there is that bulwark there, it is still getting the chain reactions off on just about everything. And now the bulwark is going to have to deal with the spam that follows through from the gap created. Demons just super strong at the hill.
It is a matter of time. The peasants are coming online in a big way right now. And the economies, even though the kings are definitely in front, they're not too dissimilar. Like enough units coming out to defend, but like I said earlier, if these were online probably about 5 minutes earlier, they probably could have assisted the other peasants that have died in the last 5 minutes a lot more than what's possible now. You can just see just too much T3 coming out of the kings. What is the unit cap? 507 per player. So just enough to commit to this T2 spam, the fiends. Don't mind it.
We're seeing the units that are going to start breaking. We're seeing the units that are going to start breaking the peasant front line in this top right-hand corner. We've got the starlights on a fight command that are behind all of the fiends. They're the ones getting the damage onto the Karganeths that are defending. Unfortunately, actually, I don't think they are on fight command. If they're on fight command, these things would break through almost no question. But because they're on a move command, they're getting into range of the Kargis and dying. But this is what I was talking about with the spam going towards the king's base. if you have these range damage dealing units behind the spam, it gives the spam a reason to exist. If you don't, then the money could be spent better elsewhere.
I think we're going to see the bottom right pop shortly. Razorback's going in there as a commander defending, but it's not on invisible, so that's going to go pop. And 2 Aphises are about to
From
expire.
the 15-minute mark, all comms should be invisible. If they are not, you are doing yourself a disservice. Oh, we've got Marauders coming in now. Because of the time it's taking to get to the front lines, it looks like the cheaper T3 is going to be the king right here, especially since a lot of the defenders are going to be things like vanguards. It actually makes a lot of sense to have those faster, more maneuverable units. When you're trying to pop conversion and build turrets, it doesn't need much to break in order to get the damage that you need.
The Jug
done.
just getting out in time.
Just getting out. The problem is the Jug is going to be getting completely surrounded and fired on by a lot of vanguards. It's already down by 25% of its HP, and it's barely made it away from the lab.
Yikes. The quick death.
That is
short
a
life.
quick.
Not the T1
Jug
and T2.
is trying to escape to the last bastion of peasant defiance.
I don't know how long it's going to last. This yellow player here on the top lane is just kiting along the edge of the map with a whole bunch of bulls, pawns, and the fiends. Sorry, grunts.
They found the gap and they are pushing through. For those of you watching from my perspective, it is the pink players. The colors are not consistent between myself and Twig.
Weird how these games do that. The rainbow effect.
But once these Aphis go down, they're going to have a nice clear run to the very back corner of the map, and that's going to be all she wrote for the peasants. They are now defending on just too many fronts. There we go. Chain reactions, which is one of the most glorious parts of this game.
I always try. I mean, in the last game as well, when I built the Geo, I do use the SpaceX command just to see that explosion radius and make sure I build the next eco outside of that radius, so that if something does go pop, it will take out the units that are attacking it.
I do want to point out just how crazy the defense is for these for the peasants here. They have been getting pushed consistently by 4 kings on this front line, and because of that no man's land, the gaps that the units have to push up, the welders defending all the snipers, even though the back line is falling apart, the front line has been holding crazy.
OP,
the efficiency here must be insane.
OP metal wreckages on the ground, stopping units being able to walk down there as well.
One of the first matches of King of the Hill we did on Throne that had the 7 king players, I do believe it was an 80 versus 7 or something along those lines. The game was held up for about 5 minutes just because there were too many corpses between the peasants and the kings, and nobody could advance further than a certain point. Oh, it's great.
Got another hugging of the wall happening on the right hand side. I think we're going to see these F's go down, although 2 bulwarks doing quite well. But these units
are not my favorite defensively, but against what's happening right now, they're doing a very decent job.
That's where they do have the power over the pulsar, the equivalent for the Armada faction. They have the energy weapon on the front that can shoot spam, the green laser.
See, I'd rather just build a pulsar and then a couple of beamers.
I do agree with
the
that.
problem. But they did their job, at least until the Thors rocked up, and now we're going to start seeing these Aphises go down. That's the first one on the wing, and the second one on the right-hand side, just cleaning up. Last stand of the peasants, trying to hold it off with snipers and welders, but there is just too much coming through. We have the mass Shiva ball that is getting ready to just punch through, and the question is it going to be the Vanguards, is it going to be the Thors, or is it going to be the Shivas that end this one out? And my money is on the Thors and the catapults.
We don't see too many Thors in these games, but they really are good, especially with those EMPs. Perfect for stunning the pork.
If you manual fire the EMP, the Thor is a ludicrously powerful unit.
So many people
And that
forget
is
to
the
do
last com going down, and a well played out of the Kings, crushing the peasant rebellion. One of the things I really want to see on this one is the damage efficiency. If we can see much of that one. Couple of the peasants on huge damage efficiency. I'm looking for the peasant that had the snipers towards the end of the match. I do believe that was can't
P.S. People trying
Can't
to look
quite-
at this on the stream. The only reason
Yeah.
Pradeth can read this is because he's on like a freaking massive monitor. I got no chance.
I've
I'm
got
not in the
a
graphs.
I've got a gigabyte Aorus. No, it's a 48-inch OLED. Lets me see these things. I'll go to the graphs, which will show a little bit more. As you can see, this is the most critical thing to look at when you're trying to determine how the game is going. It's that 10 to 15 minute damage mark out of the peasants, and as you can see, one of the kings, Mazza, huge amount of damage done in that first 5 minutes of combat. Very little in the way of damage done by the peasants, and if you let the king's eco run, you let things eat. And we'll start getting ready for the next one, which I do believe will be on Raptor Crater. And while that's going on, let's have a quick look at what's been going on in the comments.
While we're doing that, we'll just point out for those new joiners, we are AllReasonNoLogic. So if you want to throw some love our way, I'll just leave a couple of links there in the chat for those that raided through.
Just like to throw some love in the chat for Johnny Drops Tables. Imagine if Twig gave you more units, the outcome of the match could have been marginally different. Yes,
Perfect comment.
Yes, it could have been.
Perfect comment. I love it. Thank you, Johnny. Someone's sticking up for me.
Has anything abused the uncrushable wall yet? I don't even know what the uncrushable wall is. I'm assuming that's using the decoy fusions. We have not seen that yet. Stream at 1440p. Good question. I do believe that Twitch does some weird stuff if you're not a Prime member or something along those lines. We've run into this before. My settings for stream. I'm not sure.
Setting up this one as Raptor Crater.
I need boss again.
Yep.
Let's
give.
I don't think we can boss him.
For whatever reason, after manually setting it up, it automatically updated my drivers, and the current AMD drivers do not play nice for me.
Yikes.
Good day, Pivotel. Glad that you enjoyed I'm glad you started playing and you're enjoying the game. We've been absolutely loving it. It's why we started making content for it. If anyone is interested that doesn't already play the game, you can get this game for free from the Beyond All Reason website. It is all you need to do is make an account to play. And we would highly recommend it. It does take a little bit of getting used to if you haven't played a Supreme Commander style RTS before, but the key things to understand is that you have 3 resources, not the 2 that it shows. So you've got metal, which accumulates over time, energy, which fluctuates based on wind if you're building wind. But the last one that isn't covered too much is build power. That is also a resource. You have to balance all 3. If your metal and energy are building up, build power. If your energy is building up, then you need some conversion or build power. If your metal and similarly, if you're running out of energy, you need to put energy. That stuff.
Just getting a little bit of disconnect on your voice, Pro.
Oh, sorry. I'm leaning away from the microphone to try to look at my while I'm talking, to try and look at my OBS settings. Though I've just seen in chat that 1440p is a Twitch thing, so it seems to be region based as well. Okay, so just being told by Gene Dex. Sorry if I'm absolutely butchering your name. That I could have sorted the list by damage efficiency. I always forget that I can do that. I will check it out next time round. Twig, looks like you've jumped in to the Kings.
Yeah,
Tank Tom,
we'll
you
have a
have
go.
boss again.
Yes.
He's been setting it up.
Yep. And I'm going to leave this in Twig and Tank Tom's hands just for a moment. John Doe. But with a soft J. Fair enough. Sorry, the reason I laugh, a friend of mine created a Dungeons and Dragons character called John Danger Doe. And he did it specifically because I was ribbing him about not being able to find a name, and the adventures that character went on were quite the good time. They built it to be this edgy, like, anti-hero, but the whole party was so psychotic that he ended up being the mum of the group. It was a good time. So I can't hear that name without having a good chuckle.
There are a lot of people down in the Kings at the moment.
Well, yeah, we do have too many. We'll put the 3 Chev up. Has Portmet been king already? Yes, at 51, and so has Headless. We'll move them up. I've not seen Slicks there before.
What bonus are we running for this one? Is it the 58?
That's what you gave me. That's what I'm just running with now. Who has not been there? You've probably paid more attention than me. I didn't see who was king
I
for
haven't.
the first game. I haven't seen Toff before. I'll give them a bonus.
What do we need for this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
How many have we got? Where's puts the arrow right above the number for me so I can't see the number?
8. Do we have Potato up there before?
Potentially. All right, out of Mikkel, Lubcasti, Resina, and Polmot, best one to message in-game chat gets to stay. Polmot wrote first. So they can stay at bonus 58. All right, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's all of them.
There we go.
Don't forget to post the rules.
Thank you. I have the wrong rules selected right now. Let's get the right rules up.
I think we should be good to go at that point.
Oh, sorry, Potato. Rotating you out. We thought we had seen you up there
Hang
before.
on.
Potato gets next. Just remember that. All right. We had another one jump down. Move them up. If I can select them.
Okay, we should be good.
Make sure there's no bonuses for any players up the list. And then we'll get going. Oh, we're up to 80. Have we got enough bonus? We definitely don't have enough bonus for 80
We
players.
definitely don't have enough bonus. I'll start from the bottom. We'll go to 65 or 70.
You guys call it. I'm a king, so I'm not going to decide.
65.
Of course. The lower number.
Fine. 68.
That's right. Why wouldn't you just go +1 on top of that to get the chuckle?
You're right. 69. 69. You're right. Right.
What I do need to do is...
Yep, I reckon that looks good to me.
I reckon that looks just right.
God, you watch someone will force start it and then we'll have to redo it because of that.
I did double check that we couldn't because there's some people not ready, just in case.
He knows how to force make ready people.
All right, with 86 players, this one's going to be rough for the Kings. But it also isn't a guaranteed win for the Peasants, because you do have to bear in mind there is only so many medal spots on the map. So it will come down to whether or not the Peasants can coordinate. If they can, the Kings are going to be crushed. If they can't, the Kings are probably going to crush the Peasants. We'll see exactly what.
Got a couple more downloads that are on the way. I think we give them another 10 or 15 and then we jump into it, and I'll start specking people if we need to.
Yeah, I reckon that's exactly the go. Looks like this one's going to be a very large map. We're up to 90 players. I actually don't think 60 quite enough. It is actually a lot of a bonus. We'll see. We'll see. If we go too high, then the Kings will just crush regardless. We know that players like Emir with a plus 70% bonus can crush anything put in front of them. So hopefully we'll see the same of Twig.
Okay, it looks like
Good day, negative APMs. You are in fact on the Twitch TVs, and to negative APM's mum. Hi, nice to meet you.
MEATU.
there we go.
And people listening in, if you want to join your teammates in chat, there is a Kings, Peasants, and various other channels on the AllReasonNoLogic Discord.
Highly recommend it. Good community for a nice mix of the mid-level competitive, some good versus AI fun, and in particular King of the Hill.
Especially if you're in one of these co-op corners, jump in together so you can discuss that co-op.
Just remember, it's not about individual glory if you're in the co-op corner. It's about getting 30 APHIS together. Twig, have you seen the map?
Choose your starting location.
I have not seen the map. What has happened on the map?
Oh, I thought that was someone else saying Twig can't go there because it looked like it had a cross through it.
Oh, that's me. That is me.
So for those of you wondering, Twig has set up his computer in such a way that he will almost always be the first person to load in. He plays on minimum settings, he turns off all devices and makes his wife live in the dark with no TV, no internet, no nothing, just so that he can load in first and take this one spot on Raptor Crater. I don't think we've ever seen Twig in any other position ever for Raptor Crater. So if you are planning some shenanigans,
My spot.
feel free to focus them on that one spot, and then we'll pull Twig into the casting afterwards. So
I'm almost.
go your hardest.
I'm glad that Amir's not in here today. He's been wrecking me lately in this. Just picks the lane that I'm in.
Your nemesis.
Yep.
Baby Cookie, it looks like they're starting in a. They're trying to start in the middle of the map. They do need to claim a lane. Either that or Grumpiness needs to claim a lane. Somebody does. Edward would not recommend starting in at the middle. Same with Usurper and Halsey, War Hunter, and Mika.
We've had a drop.
You
Baby
will.
Cookie is not here.
Oh. Just for everyone wondering, if that does happen, it's almost certain that there'll be a remake or someone will
Tom
have to
will
be
jump
subbed
in. Surely, Tom. You reckon your computer can run it?
Yeah, I should be out of now. I don't know why my driver's updated when I thought I'd told him not to,
Not to.
but I should be good now.
You know you can just uninstall AMD Adrenaline, right?
I'm probably going to do that after this.
What's wrong, Nightmare? I swap? I do appreciate it. Feel free. That'll be quite good.
What did I miss?
Nothing important. Nothing important at all. But that would be very funny. It does look like Baby Cookie did crash, but they are back now. They're just catching up a moment, so we should be to go.
That is good. We're still getting a bit of a drop out of you, Prade. Do we need to jump in a different channel?
No, I was messing with you when we did that test. I was literally turning my mic on and off. The channel does not make a difference.
That was rather amusing.
I
love the response.
I've got manual sliders for my microphone input, and so when we were testing it, because we had some issues to do with my gain, Twig, we convinced Twig that it was because of the Discord channel. Since I don't have somebody else in the room with me at the moment, I can drag my gain all the way down, which should fix those issues.
Okay, even though Slicks is rejoining, I think they dropped out again, so maybe Tom, you do need to take pity as well, because he's 37 OS. I wasn't too worried about having to protect my north.
All right, I've just updated my my gates, so that should help a lot with the issue. I also got a gain booster for my mic. I was running a mic that needed about 50 decibels of gain, and I was only able to pump out basically exactly 50 from my setup, so I've just put an inline booster in to try to deal with that, and that's given me a huge change. Instead of being maxed out for my manual slider, I'm now at about 10 to 15%. Though, if anyone wants to buy me some much better audio gear, I have some things in mind.
I think we just wait. He should be pretty much good to go. I've seen him in the chat.
Yeah, he's in the chat, but unfortunately not able to catch up because we haven't started yet. He's saying that he's catching up.
There we go. We're seeing some movement now.
There we go. Nice. All right, we're good to go.
Can we just get a quick post of the rules? Because I do believe that there are some people that just are not quite aware of them.
These. Yeah.
Alright, yeah, and then with that, I reckon we'll give a force start, even though we have Lord Mateo in the middle of the map. They will unfortunately end up being a lovely metal deposit for Kokado. I'm just going to...
Yeah, defensive rag should be okay as long as it can't shoot past the ramps.
Set it to return fire only.
Return fire into your face.
Anything that shoots it's going to have a bad day.
Yeah, but that's where you shoot it from the eco sections. So you just use the collateral damage to pop the eco rather than having to do it yourself.
Something which I always find very interesting about games like this, it's all run by essentially community. Here we go. Good day and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to an exciting match of King of the Hill, where we have put Twig in the middle of the map, and he is going to have to try his best to break out and win his lane. He's so determined that this one particular lane is the only one that he needs to be in, that he's even managed to have a name change. What has even happened here?
Somebody has
Twig
changed my
now
spot.
moved.
So for anyone wondering, T of T-by is Twig, and everyone is going to be trying to take him out this game. Now, back to a much more normal introduction. King of the Hill, what is it? The Kings have 10 minutes, no rush time, which is determined by this lovely lava lake provided by a chronographer from the AllReasonNoLogic Discord. In that time, the Kings have to try to build up their eco and then move on to defenses and units. If they don't get one or the other, if they don't get enough of one or the other, they're going to be in big trouble. The bare minimum required for the Kings to stand a chance is a single fusion or equivalent worth of economy. If they don't have that, they stand absolutely no chance. But with a plus 69 bonus, they're going to hopefully get a lot more than that. We do know that from plus 65 onwards, an APHIS is very feasible. The big question is, how do the peasants then win if they've got that? If the Kings have that plus 65% bonus? Well, they have these amazing corners over here. These are co-op corners. If you work in these corners, if you live in these corners, you should work together. Communism, baby, that is the way to go for this very right-hand corner. Work together to get your labs, give each other the metal, share it all, and send those T2s out. Any money that can be put into a T2 lab early will push those T2 mexes out, will get those fusions out nice and fast. We have seen some amazing things like a sub 1 minute 30 T2 lab. We have seen some things like a sub 5 minute APHIS if enough people are working together, and with 87 peasants going up against the Kings, that's the sort of thing we would hope to see. Bottom right hand side though, we're seeing many T1 labs, so if they don't get reclaimed very quickly and the metal put into T2 labs, it's going to be a bit of a slow start. Looking on the left hand, to the bottom left hand side, a little bit more co-op going on over here. We do already have that T2 lab, and it has got its first constructor out. It is getting those T2 mexes and will be shared out through the rest of the map. That's the sort of thing we want to see. Now, a couple of rules, let's just go through those nice and quickly. Air has been switched off, and why, you may ask? For the same reason that we do not allow for offensive structures. It's because the King's eco and the Peasant's eco will always be in the same place at the same time, which means that if you build a structure right on the edge of the map, on the edge of one of these cliffs, you will be able to range deep into the King's bases and cause them problems. The Kings only have limited space because these sections here are not buildable by some of the larger buildings, which means they really do have to push forward. This just gives them a fighting chance. We've also done a few little tweaks which will give access to some units which will help overcome some of the problems the Kings will have, those being the very limited maximum build count. So the total number of units on the map available on the map is divided by the number of players, which means that the Kings are only getting 9 parts out of the total, which is not very many. That means spam isn't going to be much of a option for them, and it means that there is potential for them to be overwhelmed by sheer weight of numbers. But they are going to have the T2, the T3 early on, and hopefully they can use that and leverage that to push up the ramps. If too much is forced into the economy by the peasants, the peasants are going to have a bad time. Likewise, the Kings will have a bad time if they focus too much of their economy. The reality is the team that dares will probably win. The more aggressive side forces defensive play, and it does lead to a continuous slow push into the base. We just had a quick pause here. Hopefully we'll see what is happening. Twig, what is going on?
I think Grumpiness has got an issue. Definitely need
Let's have a
Grumpiness here.
look.
Up top.
We do see that little red dot, very hard to see on the map, but Grumpiness has lagged in. Hopefully we'll get him back in just a moment. We don't normally do pauses for things like this in the game, except if it is a king, they are 1/9 of the entire match, which means that it is unfortunately necessary.
All right.
Looks like we're going to get a potential take and go, and if they can recover, we'll get them back into the match. Now, back to what we were talking about before. So, what do the peasants have to do to win this one? If you're on one of these high ground positions here, you need to ensure that you're doing your best to assist the players that are directly in front of the ramps. Work out which one of you is going to be offensive, which is going to be defensive. Work out if you're both going to be offensive, both going to be defensive. But the reality is, the more lanes that push at 10 minutes, the more struggle the kings are going to be under. And if you push deep enough, you may well take someone out. So that is a big call. The big weaknesses the peasants have are these left and right sides. There is no one there to back them up, so it is only the players on the wings and the players directly in front of the ramp. So these guys probably not going to be quite as offensive, and they're probably going to receive more of the attack power. Looking at the middle of the map, the sort of things that need to happen here for the Kings to win, you need to have a pushing force at that 10-minute mark. You need to try and break one of these ramps. Unfortunately, some players will be eliminated early. That is just how the balance of the game works. And if they are not, then the Kings are going to start struggling. But it's not impossible. We definitely do see tier 3 breakouts, because once you get those tier 3 units online, that is one of the big pushing points of the game, and that's where this middle player comes in. They don't have to build units by the 10-minute mark. They need the ability to react, whatever that may be. We've seen before that players have used Twitches to mass-produce fiends if they need to, but this player just needs to be able to react and get to helping the rest of the team if necessary. Otherwise, they need to scale up and be that force of change that happens in the mid-game to really break out. Many strategies available, and it really does pivot around this middle player. Interesting choice to get the twin guards. I wouldn't have gotten them quite this early. The more you can invest into your economy in the first 8 or so minutes of the game, the better off you will be. Twig looks like he's in a terrible position right now. It is 6 minutes 48, no fusion to be seen.
That's
I think
not
we're
me, bro.
See...
That's not me. I got moved.
You got moved? Where are you?
He's up here now.
I'm where my name is. That's actually me. Twig is Twig.
Oh, okay. So
He's
Twig
just
is
stalling
in
out on energy.
Yes.
Twig is in a bad position right now. Hasn't got his fusion up by the 7-minute mark. Super disappointed. Where's that Aphis already? No defenses. What are you going to do? If anyone's wondering, Twig right now is in the position that normally receives from the hero corner, which is this top left-hand side over here. So anyone listening, do feel free to target Twig. He was not given his successful corner, and if you do, he'll have an excuse of why things have happened the way that they have. But this is usually one of the most powerful eco corners. We're not sure exactly why it's favored, but it definitely is. And looking at it, Chronographer, Hot Potato, Milady, Thul, players that we recognize very, very much, going to be here getting that nice, good offensive power on. They're getting that. They've just popped their second Aphis online now, which is an 8-minute double Aphis, which is very, very strong. One of the things that can be ludicrous
at all.
No bonuses for the peasants. Very true. One of the things which is super strong this corner, they tend to help direct a lot of the other players. Oh, wait, and Amir's here as well. So,
I missed that.
What we've
That's
talked
why
about.
I got put here. That's why I got put here. Yeah, new nightmare.
So what we tend to talk about for a strong 10-minute push, if you have one of these strong eco corners, some ranged units with a lot of spam, the Kings will struggle to deal with that early on, and that's where that middle player really needs to be online and getting and helping, because some T3 might be needed to push that back, or a bunch of T2.
As the king, you don't need enough to stop the pushes, but you need enough to slow it down so that you can deal with it.
Just quickly forgot to introduce everyone. I am Pradith, and joining me in the booth is Tank Tom.
Hi, guys.
And on the battlefield is Twig. And before you complain that this is unfair, with 118 viewers on here and 90 plus players in game, I can almost guarantee you that over half of the players are watching on stream. So no unfair advantage is being given to Twig. In fact, we are outlining exactly where he is to put the pressure on.
I feel ganged up on.
One day, Twig. One day you'll be able to play a fair game a fair game without any pressure. But that is not this day. I love this build out of Pormont. Pormont has taken that plus 69 advantage and is going into what I would like to think of as hopefully unbreakable. We've seen good defenses out of him before, but this is next level. Hopefully it's going to be enough, and hopefully there aren't going to be units to run around it. Unlike Pormont, Man Bear Pig, another experienced player, is going with a unit defense. We'll see if these two pay off. The lava has dropped. The units are going in. There is 450 units on the map, and it does look like Twig is going to be one of the players most aggressed. And without the beamers, he is in trouble. But getting those salamanders is a very, very good call. Salamanders going to help a lot to defend against these units. Those beams usually quite efficient, but there is quite the force pushing in here. Hopefully those mines will do a bit of damage, but the spread is a little bit too wide. Thankfully, Twig plenty of production capabilities, so these are starting to go down nicely. The full surround is helping. The T1.5 units was a good call. Not so expensive as they were going to break the bank, but strong enough to deal the damage. Lots of reclaim available, which means lots of additional units, but Twig is also having to deal with
that top side.
Another push of those ticks, and they have gotten around the defenses, and they're not going for Twig, they're going for the exposed conversion. Exposed conversion is something you just cannot afford to have, especially with someone as weak as Twig in the lane next to you. Baby Elvis reset right before the Aphis comes online, and no defenses in the back here to stop continuous harassment. These ticks could even grab the fusion if Twig doesn't move those in sizes a little bit deeper to defend them. Unfortunate for these players, sometimes it is the players next to you that make all of the difference. Twig doing his best to defend, but he does have an absolute powerhouse of players coming down on him. T1 units coming in force, and snipers backing them up, as well as the comm march of doom. Many comms making their way out here, and by players who are very, very strong at controlling them. So this is going to be Twig in real trouble. This is where players like Grumpiness need to be sending units to help. Right now we do have Baby Elvis, who has been essentially reset for the time being. Does need to very strong defenses, no pressure being put on them. Does need to be pushing to the side to try to help.
To see Baby Elvis be given some conversion. He's got plenty of energy, but he needs to be able to convert that into metal so he can get units back out on the front lines. I don't mind having some converters. I often leave converters on the corners, so when you have things like those ticks come through, a couple of T1 converters does a great job of blowing up in their face, and I tend to see them as defenses rather than eco at that point.
Scatter the T1 conversion, build them just far enough apart that they don't chain react. They will be our defense. Do see an effective rattlesnake just over here that is helping push these snipers back. The sniper's in a decent position, but a very nice push through with Baby Elvis, getting himself those jaguars into the snipers. That's going to really help with defending this lane. So much pressure is being put on Twig right now. Really do need to see some additional help, but we did see a potential breakout from Twig, unfortunately. wasn't quite able to break up that ramp. Too many defenses, too many comms, but he's doing a very good job with what he's got. He's scaling his economy, he's getting the units out, he's got defenses built all the way back, units just continuously trickling on, and with a lot of the other players not under pressure right now, there is the opportunity to help and push up. We're seeing some T2 units getting there to try to assist. And as this is all happening, the economy is slowly tricking back up towards the king's favor. If this goes on long enough and there isn't continuous scaling in the background from these players, eventually Twig will be able to break his way back out. Unfortunately, for the rest of the map, we're not seeing a huge amount of push out. Just got a for the mods, we've got a persecutor just attacking the high ground. One of the kings that was in Twig's position, currently with that persecutor a little bit too deep, has done a decent amount of damage, which is not ideal. Remember, no offensive structures.
Happy for those defenses to be able to hit the bottoms of the ramps, but not to be able to shell up the top into the bases.
Even Baby Elvis's rattlesnake is a little bit too far forward, but the only thing it has been able to hit so far is a shell shocker on the high ground. It is in range of a radar tower, so it is right on the edge of what is allowed. It's too busy anyway dealing with the welders, but do bear that one in mind. If the peasant had built anything further forward, it would be a rule break.
And Twig is hanging on by his teeth here.
Long it's taken to get any help. Thank God for Kakado. Kakado's actually been helping me, but Middle was just not looking what's happening.
The question is, are these demons going to get there in time? It's going to be close. If it had been just a few more seconds, these demons would not have been fast enough, because the flames, the demons would have broken the advanced energy converters, but they are here now. Hopefully Twig's spam will be enough to eat the sniper shots, and these demons will be able to push everything back. But with so many comms in the way, with so much spam coming down, and with those snipers there, this is still going to be rough even with the demons.
They've done a fantastic job of getting those commanders back up consistently.
Looking at the bottom right-hand side, it does look like the peasants have managed to start breaking into Lefar's base. Unfortunately, the defenses being static were not able to hold against the Sheldons. Sheldons managed to break through with the pawns in front, but the peasants are taking serious damage as retribution with these recluses going over the edge from Manbear Pig. There is a comm in position to do a lot about this, but it does go down, and a couple of the recluses still walking through and doing damage. The attack has been cleared up, and looking at the economy of Lefar, that 4 APHIS is going to be plenty. Something to bear in mind, people, you do have plus 69% bonus. That means that you need to have at least 6 converters per APHIS. It's not the 4 that you're used to. Right now, we do have Lefar producing 22,000 energy and only consuming 13 to 14,000. The game does not function as expected, and again, relying too much on these defenses does not have enough build power. They are being picked apart by snipers. Defenses are good as a place to fight within, but they cannot be relied upon solely. Structures are not the win condition that they need it to be. But units pushing up, comms going down, and this is a lane of counter pushing. Having a quick look back up to Twig's lane, those demons have managed to do what they needed to do. They've helped push everything back. The economy is rolling nicely. In the middle, Twig is coming online in a decent way as well. But unfortunately, the snipers are taking just a huge toll on the demons, and a mere double D gun right there. Going to lose the comm for it, but that's 2 demons down and a lot of damage done to the rest of the demons. This push is going to have to be a good one, because if they don't manage to get up that ramp anytime soon, that corner is just going to continue to scale. It is the biggest threat in at the match right now. And
push coming in from this right-hand side. Welders on their way. Oh, but they're turning back. If you ever
never
make
turn
it
back.
kind of in,
never surrender.
Keep going. You only need 1 to make it into the build power, and you can have a huge effect on that king. But if you turn around, they'll never make it, and you might as well have not pushed in.
I do like the way that Lafar's splitting up their build power. Build power does chain react, so you do have to bear that one in mind. Does look like the demons are making their way up the ramp. Thule is there to interpose with the comm. Unfortunately, the comm is not invisible, so it could be targeted down. That's exactly what's happening. Comm targeted down. It's explosion turning against the defending peasants. Catapult taken down. That would have been quite a big threat. Tix actually managing to grab the demon, which is not something you see every day. Comm getting
Big
ready
tick
to
push on this bottom side coming up from the blue player. They're going to lose a lot on the way in, but they're going to make the build power.
Oh, this is
Do
where
they
you
have
need to
enough to
use an
kill it?
area reclaim command. Those ticks can be reclaimed very, very quickly, but that's going to be the build power going down. It is the T2 build power. Sorry, conversion. It is the T2 conversion. There's still plenty of T1, and there is still some build power, but this is the point where you need to start looking at more robust build power. This is where you want to start considering those decoy comms.
And at this point, the Kings are getting very close to hitting their unit caps. They've all got plenty of economy. Looks like most of them are struggling to spend the economy that they have. So they really need to consider stopping that eco production, work out how they can most efficiently turn that into units that they're going to be able to make the most out of. What are they going to be able to get up those ramps with, and how they're going to support each other to do that?
Exactly. If you look across the metal and energy income, almost all the kings are bouncing off the top with energy and are over halfway with the metal, which means that there is a spending issue, just as Tank Tom said. Things that you can do if you're in a situation like this: grab yourself some Quakers, just start firing on those wing positions. Or do what is happening over on this left-hand side, Kokado pushing through with just a sheer brute force worth of damage. It does not matter if you don't have spam, if your brutes are the spam. What we need, though, is the follow-up of the vanguards. We do need the follow-up with the tier 3 units. The brutes have broken their way through. They are dealing damage. The comms are trying to do good damage here, but the bulls are not. The bulls are spread out enough that even the comm explosions and the D-guns aren't enough to stop them. Bulls in mass are a scary thing, and as long as they keep making their way around the map, this could be the breakout that the Kings need. Once they have a staging position on the high ground, then the Kings are going to have a much, much better time making their way around the map. You don't need to break
These
every
ticks
ramp.
look like they're going to make it into
Oh no!
Ormot's base.
No defenses in the back, and they're going for. Oh, they
Good
were
work
going for
eating those. But there's still a couple left.
No. Too well defended. Needs to get a couple of defenses down here. The front has been broken through. Oh no, they've decided to go to another base. They're moving over to the right-hand side to
That's
Man
what
Bear
we like
Pig.
to see. You can't get in one spot, see where else you can get through.
Exactly. Once you're in that ring around the King's base, the opportunities are endless, and it's going to be quite a struggle for Pormont to push back. He is trying to vanguard duel, but he doesn't have the vision, and he doesn't have the numbers. Going for the pulsars as well. Those are just stationary targets for the vanguards to fight. We need to see we need to see a combined effort from multiple players to pincer this and break through before a king falls. If a single king falls, that can lead to the end of a match. We need to see some T2 equivalents, T1 equivalents here to help defend. Just some massive units, some spam, something to assist and break through to those vanguards. It does look like the call has been heard, and Grumpiness is sending his demons down. Demons will help a lot with that spam, and hopefully they'll be able to get they'll be able to deny the vision and allow the vanguards to duel. Couple of Zars at the high ground, stopping these bulls from breaking up. They're just not in the same numbers as they were before. Interesting fight on the right hand side. Demons cleaning up a lot of the units there, but nothing overly crazy happening here. We need to see some offensives, just like this top right hand side, where the vanguards and the grunts have managed to push through, supported by the Razorbacks and the Recluse giving the high ground vision. This is what the Kings need. This is the second breakout point that they need. And again, another strong place for the Kings to be getting out. Not a lot of support can be given just here, just yet. hopefully the Kings are going to be able to both support that bottom side as well as continue this push. A large number of demons heading up towards Xenobot's comms are very vulnerable to the demons, but they can also absolutely annihilate them as well. It did reveal itself killing that Thor, and now it has been taken out. It is going to be demon versus demon action, as Amir has control of approximately the same number of demons as the King has, but but pulling them back and allowing some space to try and build up a numerical advantage. Yes, some peasants are falling because of that decision, but sometimes those are the decisions that need to be made. You have to try and engage this in a good manner, otherwise you're going to be in a bad position. The Kings will always produce more units than you can individually, which means that the way that you engage is wildly important. Anything getting to this left-hand corner will do huge damage. I do believe the Kings have seen it. Let's just check the player view. They do not know that the Aphis are right on the edge of that cliff. Just where the demons went down, we have Aphis that are so vulnerable, it would take almost nothing to break through. The King's doing a great job of working through this, and it does look like a breakout is happening in the bottom left-hand corner. Grumpiness pushing those defensive demons through one hole. They found comms. These comms could be an absolute menace if they degunned, but unfortunately they were not controlled.
They're all
only
going to
taking
go
out a
down.
couple of them, and they all go down there. So vanguards and demons now pushing up. This is turning into the four corners match. We have four lanes that are breaking out.
Push out with a few demons. Those
This is
commanders have
crazy.
managed to stop them.
I thought that we were going to have a peasant victory. They did so well to push at this left-hand side. Unfortunately, there were just so few, and pushing on Pormont, but there were just so few peasants pushing early on that plenty of the Kings were just able to eco to a crazy degree, and now they're getting up there. Does look like we also had the Tremors activate on the high ground, absolutely destroying those positions. King's doing a fantastic job of breaking out, but it isn't over for the peasants. It never is. And the reason
All they
for that,
need to do is get into one of the Kings, pop the eco, and then the pressure swings wildly.
exactly. One King going down usually leads to a chain reaction of 2 or 3 Kings going down, and a single unit getting into the middle of the map can completely change a game. The Grumpiness and Slicks just with crazy economies in that middle of the map. But the question is, will the Kings be able to keep their momentum, or will it grind to a halt? Because even though we're seeing a lot of damage coming up, the units are going in a stream, and sometimes it is that concave that makes the difference. High ground catapults from Amir doing a wild amount of damage.
Bottom right
and those are
side
not-
is under a lot of pressure with the number of Titans managing to get up, supported by that spam and those vanguards firing away. So
Hopefully
it
they'll
looks
be
like
able
they're
to-
going to get the foothold there and continue that pressure up into that corner.
Hopefully they'll be able to clear this corner, because once a actual corner falls, then the Kings that were attacking that corner can start to wrap around. So as soon as there are Kings with no opponents, they can start putting their force to bear somewhere else, and you have to try and determine where that somewhere else is going to be. I understand why Baby Elvis is headed to the left-hand side. That is a very scary position to be in. The Vanguard's firing on the Aphis in the high ground, taken out by the T3. That could have been a huge explosion. That would have chain reacted probably the entirety of the top of the map. That could have been massive. But yes, instead of going to the left-hand side where there is some more vulnerability, instead of going to the right-hand side where there's more vulnerability, going to the left to try to assist and break this corner where the attacks are happening, where there's a potential pincer coming from Titans on the left-hand side and Vanguards on the very left-hand side. That is the way to go. The problem is, by all these players trying to pincer on the top left-hand side, the bottom left-hand side is just accumulating and accumulating. Pormont is holding out best that he can, but the problem is that it's just so much spam coming down that even these pawns are wrecking vanguards. We need to see
if you can get
more
enough
and
units, you can do a lot with things, because things like the vanguards only shoot every so often. So you've got a nice window between shots to get that much closer, and when the stream is constant, there is a very high likelihood that you can just keep that pressure on and get gradually closer and closer and closer and closer.
And that's exactly what we're seeing happening. The vanguards are being pushed back and back and back. For those of you watching on stream and not listening, have a look at that bottom left-hand side. You can see what these are, and you can also see what the peasants are targeting. I love that. That is super clever, and it's forcing units to go in one particular direction, which is allowing for this push on the left-hand side to start making its way up towards some of the more vulnerable positions. We do see T3 coming out in mass. We do see Starlights defending in mass, but the Vanguards are going to have vision very soon. They are going to be in range very soon, and this is a ticking time bomb for the peasants. They really do have to deal with these Vanguards before it's too late. Only a couple of Titans in front of them to try and deal with this. Hot Potato trying to make his way in to destroy these units. Might potentially run into a oh, good D-gun, but it did leave him vulnerable to the Vanguards. And now the Vanguards are shelling on the high ground, but the mass units are there to defend. That is what you need against Vanguards. You've got to try and kill them with the ticks, with the pawns, with the grunts. And it's going to be up to Twig to get all of his units up that ramp to defend those Vanguards, because those Vanguards are the hope that that team needs to break into that high ground. And if they don't, I reckon that the bottom half of the map might start getting overwhelmed, because they do need the assistance.
Reminder
One
for the
corner
Kings,
nearly down.
you don't need any T1 eco at all at this point.
No.
I
Eat your
expect
wind.
that everyone should be basically bouncing off their unit cap. So things like wind, T1 converters, those sorts of things aren't required, and you can get rid of them and have another 20 or 30 units.
I'm having
that's
an
one of the
error right
areas
now
of
where you
King-
can't actually reclaim in bulk. I have to reclaim things one at a time. Very annoying, because I've been trying to do that for a long time, but my APM is just not there.
Just put them on a fight command.
Just control D everything in your base and you'll be fine.
Actually, yeah, that'll work. Just
that's
grab your comm, put it
totally
next
fine.
to your eco, and then control D. That'll help you.
We haven't seen King's bases implode when they try and get rid of their T1 conversion before. Don't worry about it.
She'll be right. She'll be right. I am very nervous about the bottom half of this map, or the bottom left-hand half of this map.
There's a lot of pressure coming out of this corner,
Yeah, and
and that's a lot of res
be.
bots.
It's not just that it's a lot of. It's just it's so much pressure to be putting in one spot. It's an entire corner focusing on one player, and whilst he's getting some level of support, it's not huge. We're seeing massive spending problems. Remember, Kings, decoy comms if you need more build power, and a lot of these players, they just have too much eco. Look, they're not building spam. They're not building units anymore. Look at the economy bars. You've got to get rid of some of that eco and actually turn it into units, or you're just not going to have enough stuff.
If you've got build power that's not actively making units at the moment, then it's probably not something that you need at this stage.
You do not.
There
need
is
more
more
eco.
than enough economy for the Kings.
The Kings are at 7,000 income to the peasants 4 to 5,000 income. The problem is unit cap. They just do not have any units on the field. Looking at the right-hand side, it does look like this area is starting to break. We've had a massive push-up. You can see all of the T3 units bodies on the ground. The Juggernauts are marching though, and one of the things about the Juggernaut is even when it goes down, it doesn't overly matter, because if it gets close enough, it does the damage. There is a Behemoth here to try and deal with it. The Behemoth is going to get a ludicrous amount of damage done, but is it going to get enough damage done before the walking nukes get into the base? One Behemoth isn't a problem if all the build power gets taken down.
It's going to slow them down.
Just by being in the way.
Yeah.
Oh man, that cannon is a real monster, but that isn't the only side that's suffering right now. Just below that, the next ramp up to the high ground is making its way in with demons. There is nothing here really to stop it, just some shell shockers, and these units are going to find a lovely little eco in at the bottom right hand side before pushing up. and doing a good amount of damage there. I'm super impressed with how well the peasants have done on this one, as well as the kings. This one really could have gone either way. The amount of pressure put on Twig, the amount of pressure put on Pormon, if there had just been that little bit more pressure in a lot of the other lanes, and also that's not to discount the pressure put on by this bottom right hand side. They nearly got into Lefar's base, but it just wasn't quite enough here. And now I think that the peasants need to put an all-out attack in to try and get into that middle of the map from the top left and the bottom left. These players really need to just almost try to sack absolutely everything just to get some chain reactions, just to get some damage into the base, because if they leave it too long, they're going to be crushed.
Guns are going to be coming out of this bottom left side. That is a lot of Titans.
That was a lot of Titans going down. I only caught the back end of that because I wanted to grab the explosion from the top right, but that was, I do believe that was a force of 8 to 10 Titans, which were down to 2.
Somewhere in that ballpark, and the only reason that one of them is there is because it wasn't in the group initially. Out of that initial group, only one survived.
Looking at the left-hand side, the top left-hand side, we do have a force that is trying to break their way into Twig yet again. Lots of Starlights, lots of spam, Resed Titans, Res Demons, all of the units trying to make their way up, and there is only... This is a decent time to try and do it. The units are moving around the map. Hopefully we'll see some real pushing power here, but unfortunately the demons are just getting in there. There is just too much T3 right now. If they don't go, they're not going to get there at all, because once these Starlights start to die, they're going to completely chain react with one another. So it's going to be down to the Vanguards to start blind firing in there. There we go. Chain reaction on the Starlights, and that's the pushing power broken in at that top left-hand side. The only other thing we're going to see is potentially the push of the Behemoths over on the left side.
Behemoths coming down from that top left side as well, though.
But that's what I'm saying. Behemoths are an existential threat. You can pour so much damage into this, but it has 300,000 health left, even though it's already now about an eighth of the way into the bases.
The lane below it on the left has made it in. Those Titans.
And these are all resed units too. There does not need to be much that has to get in here to do a lot of damage. If they just go down towards Kakedo's base, they do have a chain reaction waiting for them. All of those advanced converters will go. But unfortunately, they're going for Twig's base, because we all know that if you beat Twig, even if you lose the game, it's still a technical win.
They have done a good job of clearing all of that static defense that was there, so that means that the spam has now got a very good chance of being able to continue to push in.
Ironically, the Juggernauts is doing a good job of dealing with the spam by blowing up.
No, that's my base going down.
This is
this
one. Oh no! Don't stop walking. Keep going. Get in the middle. Oh, Juggernauted. That's unfortunate. I was really hoping that would be an entire swing and the entire Center Eco would blow up.
All because of me.
All because of Twig.
No good enough.
That's alright, we set you up for this one. We coordinated with Nightmare to put you in the worst spot possible.
I've held.
You held. You did a really good job.
You've done a great job of being able to hold this off, because there's been a lot of pressure consistently up in that corner.
But unfortunately for the peasants, the force of all the players that were dealing with the other side of the map are just now starting to arrive to try and deal with this. It does take a long time to walk across that map, but the units are here, the power is here, and unfortunately the corner is running out of steam. So much damage was done from that assault that came up the left-hand side, and the assaults that have come up from the right-hand side. It is now just a concentrated force here of resurrected units trying to do their best to break through. The bottom left-hand side is looking like it might potentially be the last possible hope, but They are struggling to break through. They're all spending really well. I've just clicked through to see they're all spending their metal, which means that they are producing as much as they possibly can. They're even getting the res and the reclaim on to try to deal with this, but they're now going to be facing the wrath of Pormont, who has been on the defensive this entire time, or at least has been forced on the defensive this entire time, and is now going to take his sweet revenge as the wings start to collapse from those other players. The level of T3 in this map is just unreal. We're seeing Titans coming out as spam essentially at this point, and that is what happens if the Kings are not broken. And a couple of the corners end up broken. All of the force of all of the Kings now bearing down on just 2 positions. The walking nukes getting up the ramps, and even though there is a comm there to deal with it, actually, for anyone wondering, any Goth baddies in here known for their unbelievably good D guns. We've seen them have a comm with over 20 T3 kills before.
The fact that it's still alive after existing on that ramp and degunning is impressive in and of itself.
Yep. But unfortunately, one comm, no matter how good, will not be able to slow this tide for too long. Though the peasants are doing a ridiculously good job of it. The amount of damage they're pouring down onto these Titans, they are just not letting anything through, but the Titans were the spam for the Juggernauts. And now the Juggernauts are making their way up the ramp, and each time they get that little bit closer and do that little bit more damage, still with 38 snipers and enough economy to power them, though that big hit from the Juggernaut, taking down a bunch of those snipers, but this next shot will do a huge amount of damage. And we've also got the catapults. There we go. That was how quickly you can melt the health bar of a Juggernaut with that many snipers. These corners really tough to break.
This bottom left corner feels like it's pushing back out again.
It's not because it doesn't feel like it. It's because it is. It might only be some T1 units, but we know how much damage they can do. While we're looking at that, I just want to point out just how crazy this defense is. We have decoy fusion reactor walls. We have beamer walls.
I do like
31 that. Beamers, 6 pulsars, 11 decoy fusions. This is what Pormont needed to survive, and that is absolutely nuts.
That's the kind of defense that you walk into and then walk away from and find someone else.
That's where you decide, I'm not going to attack a different king. Does look like the march of the Juggernauts from the very top is coming towards the base of Milady, just losing the front section there to the missile launchers. There are behemoths coming out to deal with this, but with this many Juggernauts, they should be able to stay out of range and break it down. It will take a while, but the Juggernauts do have a good amount of damage to do it. It needs some spam to get that full surround bonus. The behemoth, though, is essentially vision for these snipers that are getting in position on the high ground. These are going to start doing a lot of damage to those Juggernauts. Problem is, there's a Juggernaut right on the edge of the cliff. If he controlled these, oof, that's a big chunk of those snipers taken down. And we do have explosion after explosion after explosion. When you have enough Juggernauts, we get those juicy chain reactions going. But again, it is the pushes that are getting deeper and deeper, bit by bit, slow by slow. The walking nukes are penetrating into the top of the base. This has just been so well fought by this top right-hand corner. Their eco is not crazy anymore, and they are trading efficiently beyond belief.
The fact that the Kings are still struggling to punch in says a lot.
Well, they're not going to struggle anymore. That's the demon. Finally, the demon breaks through and destroys one of the eco centers. That was a huge chunk of eco. That was about 600 metals worth of eco. And with a Juggernaut going down on the left-hand side, that is going to be all she wrote for this left-hand side. This top left-hand side. It is just clean up.
If you look at how many units they've had to throw at this, the fact that they've got demons and Titans as spam for Juggernauts, and they've been throwing those at it for 10 minutes or more at this point.
Oh yeah, absolutely insane defense.
The fact that it took that long to break that corner is impressive defense from those peasants. And this bottom
But-
side is still
There we
holding out as well. I can't see
But
how
the
they're going to be
bottom-
able to get in. But
The bottom left-hand side is now going to be faced with the same problem that the top left-hand side was faced with a moment ago, and that is that they're going to be attacked by all angles with just ludicrous levels of T3. Just want to have a quick look over here at the bases. Looking at Hokkaido, build power is gone, and we have 110 decoy comms. That is how you produce at ludicrous rates in the late game, because these have the 300 build power instead of the 200 of the turrets, and that is the sort of thing that needs to be done. Because right now, if you look at the metal for the Kings, it is full across the board, metal and energy. The Kings cannot produce any more. Oh dear.
what was that?
Somebody tried to get rid of their build turrets.
As we were saying
And,
earlier, if you control D something in your base, it can be very hazardous to the Kings.
That's cut the King's economy down from 7,000 metal a second to 1,800. So that is a reduction in their economy of almost 80%. Almost 60%. So the Kings are now going to have to deal with what units they have, and it's going to take them a long time to get back online.
This was the swing that we weren't expecting.
I really need to go. I want to go back and see exactly what it was, because I reckon that was control D'ing of build turrets.
I suspect you're probably right, because there was build turrets in about that spot that wouldn't have been used for anything other than eco at this point, because the eco is already built.
You must eat the build turrets.
Yeah.
So all the peasants have to do to win this one now is stop this push. All they have to do is stop the push of 52 demons and 28 titans and 11 juggernauts. If they can break that, they'll actually be in a good chance of. They'll actually have a good chance of getting into the middle of the map, because now they don't actually even need to push. They're even in the right position to push down. It is the weakest side now. Paulmon, I need eco.
Why? What just happened? Another one went down.
Somebody control D'd their build turrets.
Again, a second time.
Oh wait! Another lot went off.
Yeah. Did I just get that with the tremor? I think I just got that with the tremor.
As in, you blew it up with a tremor.
Yeah.
By accident.
No, the peasants.
Corner.
Peasants. I just got through one of the lanes there.
Actually, yeah, I reckon you did. Get it with the tremor. Sorry, we missed that. Well, unfortunately, with Twig's good shots and the chain reaction all the way into the bottom left-hand side of the base, I don't think the peasants are going to be able to produce enough to stop this attack. There's only 2 comms left, which means I don't think they're going to be able to calm this one down. Very well played out of the Kings, but spectacularly played out of the peasants. If the bottom left and the top left side had been able to do what they did with a little bit more aggression out of the rest of the map, the defenses needed to hold them just would not have been there, and it would have been a very, very one-sided match. But as it turns out, the Kings breaking the peasants just where they needed to, and the Kings holding on just hard enough. Very nicely done. I reckon we got the balance on this one pretty spot on. 69 bonus turns out to be the correct bonus.
Very sexy bonus.
It was very touch and go right at that start.
And that is the end of those comms. For King and Country, GG time. That was a control D or an intentional. Hot potato. Mission failed, boys. We'll get them next time. God, I love COD. All right.
Man, Amir getting
the
damage and the efficiency, that just hurts.
I don't even want to see it. All right, let's have a quick look. So Damage efficiency. Let's. I'm trying to sort by damage efficiency, but I don't think I can with this many players. That's all right. Twig, your damage efficiency was 55%.
Makes sense.
Wow, all of the kings at negative
Negative.
efficiency,
That
and
happens
then
every Kings game, I reckon.
we have Scav at 400% efficiency. We've got Jalio at 170% efficiency. We've got Zedra at we've got Pew
I
Pew, I
love
think, at 300%. What a
the
great,
damage
absolutely great.
dealt graphs, being able to see those peasants well and
Oh
truly represented.
man. Look at that. And also, sorry, this is the super important bit. That 10 to 15 minute mark, even though it's so tiny on the screen, you can see how much blue is up in that higher ground. And that's the sort of thing, more and more of that leads to more and more
Are you on
peasant
metal
victories. And you
used?
saw how close they got to. What's that?
What were you on there? Metal used or damage dealt?
Damage dealt. That first little bit, but then looking at the
Okay,
peasants
so-
running through this one, just so much damage there. Metal produced it just got away from the kings, just got away from the peasants, but there is also that one peasant line right up in the middle of most of those kings. Very well done by everyone. Alrighty, let's have a quick look around at the chat, see what's going on there. How many players in that one? That was a 9 versus 80 something. A lot does good. The lava does dot. It's not an insta kill, but very few T1 units can cross it with any health left. Why is he talking about the 10-minute mark? That's when the lava goes away. I've been told that it's Malady, not Milady. I've also been told by them that it's Milady, not Malady. So we'll see. Sorry if I am getting it wrong. I am doing my best there. Fresh popcorn. Some people reading the spec chat. I love it. I wish I could read it at the same time. There's some good stuff in there. Behemoths, Behe sloths. Yeah, the corners did a very, very good job. All right, everyone, I reckon that's going to be about where we wrap it up here for tonight, unless you guys are planning on doing one more.
I feel bad because Potato got kicked out of the last one. So I'll host another lobby whether we stream it or not.
I reckon I'm gonna call that a night because I have to be at work early tomorrow.
Yeah, we've all got. Unfortunately, it is a Sunday night. We all do have to be doing places and things. But big thank you to everyone for joining this one. Very glad that it was that close and that good. Appreciate everyone who has watched the stream. We hope that we made it enjoyable for you. Sorry, I've been chatting. I've been talking nearly non-stop. I'm running out of steam.
I think at that point we'll call it and catch you all next time.
Yep.
Feel free to join us on YouTube.
Like, subscribe, follow, all that good stuff. If you enjoy our content, then jump onto the AllReasonNoLogic YouTube or Twitch and give us a like or follow there. We stream this every Sunday night at 9 p.m. Australian Central Standard Time. We also do a Wednesday night stream at the same time, which is more of a co-op versus AI, just an opportunity for everyone to play with us and to chat with us. We'll be in the main Discord with everybody else there. If you do enjoy the game, feel free to jump onto the Beyond All Reason website and grab yourself a copy. It is free and it is very, very good. Also jump onto the official Discord as well as our own. That is where the mods and that is where the devs interact most with the community. And since this game is a community made game, if you do want to contribute to the game, that is where to do it. Massive thanks to the mods who make this possible. Massive thanks to the entire AllReasonNoLogic community for stepping up and always making this a good time. Massive thanks to everyone who played and to everyone who watched. Couldn't do this without you. I have been Pradith. That is me heading off. Thanks for joining.
Thanks, guys. Like I've said, I'll start another game. It won't be a cast one, but we'll get the game kicked off and leave you guys into the night.
And I think on that note, I'm gonna look at Stefan out as well.
Catch you next
Alright.
time.
And if you're listening, Nightmare, we'll send the streams over to Two Pumps to Grumpiness.
Before tier 3, and I do.
I did thank the moderators, didn't I?
I believe so.
Don't know, but we're still streaming on our end, so
I'm
Thank
pretty
you.
sure I thanked the moderators, but if I didn't, thanks to the moderators and to the devs, we really couldn't do it without you guys. And if I didn't thank it on the official, I'm very sorry. I turned on autopilot mode as soon as the last game ended.
alright, I'm going to end the stream for AllReasonNoLogic there as we raid over onto Two Pumps.
Quick.
What's that?
Yeah. Shadows accidentally raided you guys.
I've already raided.
Oh no. You're gonna have to re-raid.
How do you do that? Alright. Alright. Alright, we're good to raid now? While you guys are over on our channel, feel free to hit that follow button, and then we'll raid on over to another channel, Two Pumps, who's in game, and
the trumpets they go. And the trumpets they go.
thanks for the follows and the subs. That's a bit loud. I gotta definitely adjust those. All right, guys.